I'm here with Qazi right here and the whole five day coding bootcamp team. And today we're going to be talking about your full stack developer roadmap and how for you to become a full stack developer, right? And Qazi, let's go ahead and get straight into it.
Beautiful. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you guys, and we'll just jump straight into it. Okay. So one of the things I did want to mention is that you guys have done a tremendous job. Are you guys able to see my screen, by the way?
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Okay. So you guys have done a tremendous job of submitting all your projects and your portfolios. We have tons of them right here by Laura. She put an amazing portfolio together. For everybody who did submit a portfolio, just drop it in the chat below, or at least if you worked on it, even if you didn't submit it. Charles, nice job with your portfolio. And we're going to be getting into the roadmap of becoming a developer. So I have that slide prepared for you guys as well. We're going to get into it in just a second. Okay. I just want to give a shout out to everybody that put in so much time, effort, and heart and energy. So day two, it seems like, what were they building on day two, Naz?
So day two, the bootcamp, you guys were building a Starbucks clone, right? But you guys got to actually build your own coffee shop, right? You transformed it into your own coffee shop. And there's so many people who built so many amazing coffee shops. You guys had your own logos to it. You guys had your own names to the coffee shop, right? And it looks so good. Look at that. See?
Morning bird. I like that.
Yeah.
Nice. Yo, that's cool.
There's so many amazing submissions, and honestly,
we had clever coffee. I like that.
Yeah,
beautiful.
I love that one.
That's the next natural brand. So great job on that, guys. And then on day three, you guys made tic-tac-toe, it seems like, right?
That's right. Yes.
Beautiful. And that's awesome.
And there was so cool because they got to learn so many different aspects of like JavaScript, right? And yeah, just how to like use advanced JavaScript, even object-oriented programming they did on that day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah. Day four. What'd you guys work on day four?
We built a SaaS product, a sick SaaS product for you guys to be able to like job search, kind of like Indeed.com. You were able to literally job search for different jobs, literally through a product. Look at that.
This is looking beautiful.
Look at that. Oh, dang. That looks so good.
Let's see. Let's take a look at Karen's. So do you guys, by the way, guys, I like to do the series. I might do it today. Let me know if you guys would want to do this. But I do this series called Roasting Your Code, and I let you decide whether you want a light roast, which is me saying very kind things, a medium roast, which is me kind of keeping it pretty real with you, or a dark roast, which kind of puts you through existential crisis as I go through it. So you can have your choice of roast, and I can roast your code. And if you guys want to do that, I can do that near the end of today. Okay. Flame me, dark roast. Okay, awesome. So we might do that at the end of today if you guys stick around, okay? Amazing. Other than that, I mean, the projects, this one looks good. Yeah. Is this pretty much a clone of what you guys built, Naz, or they customize, like this person over here customized
like it? Definitely customize it, right? Like our clone was like basically very simple, like kind of blue on the side. So they definitely did some customizations.
I like that. I like the drop shadows. Yeah. Svetlana added on her.
What is that one with Victoria? Victoria Nightingale. That looks really interesting.
What number? Oh, not 33.
Yeah, 33.
Oh, be hired. I like that.
I like that.
Nice.
That's so cool.
And all of these are deployed as well. So if you guys who are watching it anywhere, you can actually go to these links here, and I'm sure you can actually see them, which is super cool. Oh, wow. That's awesome. So yeah, this is what your portfolio you need if you want to be able to go and get that job. And now today is day 5. So let's just jump into what we're going to be doing today. Okay, so I'm going to hit play, and just want to make sure you guys are able to see the screen. All good?
Yeah, we can see the screen.
All right, so your ultimate full stack developer roadmap for 2021. All right, just so you guys know a little bit about us at Clever Programmer, this is what we do. We work with beautiful students like yourselves, and we help you get results. That's our #1 job at Clever Programmer. Okay, we want to give you the skills and the tools, and our goal is to help get you a job at, an amazing company. That's our #1 goal. That's what we strive to achieve, and we've helped thousands of students get amazing results. For those of you guys would you guys, just by a raise of hands, would you guys like to work at one of these companies that you see here? Just quickly raise your hands for me if you would like to work at one of these companies. Yes, no, yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah. Everybody,
Beautiful.
everybody.
Starting to see everybody.
Beautiful.
Great. Okay. So if you want to work at these companies, then really listen up to what's going to be coming up ahead. Okay. So if you have your notes available or whatever, bring those because this is the time. Okay. Beautiful. Let's get into it. So we have had the privilege to, grow this YouTube channel. For a lot of you have found us from YouTube, which has been really, really exciting. And we're about to hit 1 million subscribers, and we're super proud of that, which is, super, super cool. And this 5-day boot camp that we did was absolutely incredible. You guys saw the submissions you guys were putting in, the projects you guys were building, phenomenal. Okay. Now today, the training is really for people who are looking to, switch careers. How many of you are looking to switch careers? Quickly raise your hands, just by a show of hands. Lewis is, Sudarshan is, Ashish is, okay. Manuel is, got it.
A lot of people. Wow.
Okay. And if you have experience with either, like maybe you don't like your job, or you're in information technology and you're looking to switch, or you love coding, but it's not your career, all of these are great reasons for you to consider becoming a developer. Okay. So let's move. You have your camera on. Yeah. Okay. I like that one. Cool. So turn on your cameras if you guys are able to. That'd be great to see your guys' face. Okay. Now, here's one of the things I want to share with you guys. When people talk to you about learning technologies, have any of you guys ever seen any of these like really complicated graphics of all the technologies you need to succeed?
I hate it when I hate all this stuff. Like it's so complicated, so much going on.
Let me go like this so I can see more of you guys when I go full screen. Okay, cool. Yeah, right, Naz? They make it seem so crazy, and there are a billion things you have to learn. But do we really have to? So like, let me ask you this, Naz, right? Oh, hold on. Where is my, man? Where's my screen brush? Ah, there it is. Beautiful.
It is, in the left-hand side.
Okay. So like, do you really have to learn Ava or like, let's just say C# if you're becoming a React developer?
No, not necessarily. No.
Not necessarily, right?
You're overcomplicating it.
So that's the problem that starts happening, guys, when you look at these online graphs. They make you feel like you have to know Apache and Nginx and JWT and OAuth 2, but in reality, you don't need to really know a million different things.
That's
okay.
Right.
This is not the way to go. This is the way to guaranteed failure. And that's what happens with a lot of people. You try to learn every single technology on the planet. Okay. And that's going to lead you in the wrong path. That's not what we would recommend for you.
That's right.
Here's what we say. Okay. This is how simple it can be. Here's what you actually need. You need to know JavaScript. You need to know React.
Yep.
Okay. React is an awesome library that lets you build things super easily. You need to know something like state management. So Redux would be really helpful and powerful. And on average, people who learn Redux see a $10,000 to $20,000 a year boost in their salaries. Okay. So I would definitely add Redux to my toolkit. You need to know a real-time database like Firebase. And you need to know a NoSQL type of database like MongoDB. Okay.
Recording in progress.
You master these 5 things here, and you master them just like this, you have a very strong chance of becoming a full stack developer. Does that make sense, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, instead of knowledge of everything, okay, it's mastery of a few.
And being good at those few, right? Being good at the JavaScript fundamentals, being good at building applications with that, being good with React and so forth. That is what's really going to get you results. And once you know those, then the other things are going to be a lot easier.
A lot easier. Okay. So this is the right way to think this through. Now, an average salary of a full stack developer that does React, according to ZipRecruiter, is $108,000 per year.
Yep.
Who here would like to make $108,000 per year? Okay.
Exactly. There you go. Of course, at the same time, this depends, guys. Depends on where you're located in, right? And then how many years of experience you have, and what have you done before. But this is an average salary. Yes.
Exactly. And if you're a junior developer, you're not going to be looking at a starting off 108,000 salary,
I'm sorry.
but maybe in
No.
a couple of years you might be
Yeah.
at that number.
What's
Okay.
a good starting salary can usually people aim for?
So that's a great question. So for example, our student Dina, right?
Mhm.
She got a job and her first salary as a React developer was $40,000 a year.
And she's in Brazil, by the way.
Yeah.
In Brazil, guys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really much harder, right? To get a higher paying salary there, and 40,000 there acts like probably 100,000 in US or 90,000 in US.
That's right. That's right.
So that's something that you could start off with, right? She worked with us. She didn't know that much about coding. She started picking up more and more skills, and then she finally was able to land her job, okay, in a couple of months. Now, here is so this is the interesting part of the roadmap that I want to add for you guys, okay? This is not shit that you'll see online on YouTube or somebody talking about, but this is a very powerful path that I want to share with you guys. So what I recommend to a lot of you guys is after a couple of years as a senior React.js developer, you could be looking at this salary. But what makes this salary really attainable and not such a dream is if you guys, this is a pro tip, but after a few years of React.js, if you guys learn React Native, okay?
Yeah.
Does anybody here know what React Native is? Let me know in the chat if you know it or don't know it. Either way is okay.
Anybody interested in learning it? Nice.
Bunch of people, okay?
Yes.
So React Native, guys, is basically just mobile development, okay? If you think of React is website development. React Native is mobile development. So a natural transition for you going from React.js to React Native would be a healthy transition for you in the future. And then these salaries become really attainable, okay? So something to keep that in mind, something to keep in mind, all right? Now I want to show you guys what you do as a full stack developer, okay? Because this is kind of exciting because a lot of you want to do this job, but don't always know what it looks like, okay? So on the next slide, I'm going to show you guys what this actually looks like. Here is what your day-to-day looks like.
So good.
Look at that. So who here would like to build apps like these? Just look at the experience and the feel of this app, right? You have that graph on the right-hand side, which might be one component.
Yeah.
You have the credit card in the middle. That might be another component. You have the tab in the middle with people's names. And then you have the payments all the way at the bottom. When you're building in React, everything can be its own component.
Yeah. Guys,
Okay.
this is the most exciting portion about just coding in general, right? Is being able to take anything beautiful that you want to build, right? Maybe you have an idea about an application that will help people, right? Maybe they will help people, maybe they manage their finances. Like in this case, this is what this application does, right?
Yes.
Seeing that come to life and the way it makes you feel. Like, for example, do you feel good? Would you feel good using this application as a person? Like, would you feel great? Like, would you feel great? Masumi is like, yes, right?
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, it's that feeling of like knowing that you enjoy using it. It's the best. It's like, oh my God, I love this portion about coding.
Yeah. I mean, you get to feel it and experience it. And that's one really beautiful thing about being a developer.
Yeah.
Imagine building components like these or having your portfolio look like this.
Oh, that's so good. That's so
Mashami is excited. She's like,
Oh.
yeah. So when you start to have these projects on your portfolio, that's when you start to get those jobs and people reaching out to you. That's when people are like, hey, I'm willing to pay you 100 grand or 150 grand. And these numbers seem a lot more feasible. Okay. Now, full stack development is broken down into two parts. So write this down if you don't know this already. Number one, front end, and number two, back end. Okay, those are the two parts that it's broken down into. So let's go through front end. Okay, so when you guys think front end, what's something that comes to your mind?
What do you guys think? Put in the chat, guys. Put in the chat. UI, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, design, HTML, webhooks, HTML. Oh my
All
God,
of
so
those,
fast.
you guys are on the money with
Yep,
all of those.
that's the
Okay.
one. That's
So I'm
right.
just going to simplify it. I'm going to try to, our job here is to simplify this and give it to you in the simplest way possible. Okay. So I'm going to just condense a lot of those things into one thing, which is JavaScript. Okay. So if you want to master front end, you have to master JavaScript. There's no other way around it. As front end grows more and more, it also grows more and more in complexity. Front end is becoming just as complex, if not more complex, than the back end now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's why just front end developers themselves are getting paid a lot now.
Yeah.
So make sure that you master JavaScript, okay, and make sure you understand this.
But the cool thing, also another reason why they're being paid more is because JavaScript is now getting started to be used for the backend too, and you guys will see that later on.
Absolutely. So the other thing that I want you guys to know is, here's the thing, right? When you guys learn JavaScript, how many of you guys have that happen where every time you learn coding, then you watch tutorials and you're done with it. Now you want to build something on your own and all of a sudden you can't. Have you ever had that experience?
A lot of people
Well,
raise their hand.
Ashish agrees, right? When that happens, that's because you're lacking something. And this next thing that I'm about to tell you is going to make your life really, really, really hard if you don't get it right. All right. And that's where you need to master algorithms and data structures.
Guys, we've been talking about this for the past 3 days. You guys, what have I told you guys about the importance of foundations? Do you guys now understand how foundations are important in coding? Let me know down in the chat if you agree with me at this point, right? You guys know the fact that if you have the proper foundations around coding, around data structures, algorithms, around not being actually skipping ahead to like React.js. If you're currently in React.js and you have no idea about JavaScript and building applications yourself, you're not going to be able to get far. Because you'll be copying things from either tutorials, you'll be copying things from other sources, but you won't be understanding the core principle of how something is working.
Yes, you're not going to make a lot of progress that way. That's a really important thing for you to understand. Okay, so master this. Slow down and master this. Otherwise, you're not going to pass most coding interviews and work at the companies that I shared below. So especially if you want to work at Amazon, Google, Netflix, those big four, this is what you have to master, okay? Unfortunately, there's not much way around that, okay? Now, let me ask you this, okay? Going slow is fast. Why do we say this?
Good question. Good question.
Can you guys tell us why we say going slow is fast?
Somebody said because you learn the concepts, because it's efficient, because it likes to talk in reverse, as you said. You'll learn more. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Yeah.
The other page.
Building foundations is important. Going slow.
Yes.
Yeah. Means we learn a lot.
Absolutely.
Going slow means we learn a lot. That's right.
That's the key thing. Okay. A lot of the times when I was learning coding, people are like, Qazi, why are you going so slow? Look, I'm not just going through coding so I can keep putting check marks. Like I've covered APIs, I've covered async, await, I've covered this other concept, I've covered. That's not the point. The point is to funnel this information in your brain so it actually stays there permanently. Okay. So sometimes for that, you might have to actually go slow. So take the time now to learn all this quote unquote boring stuff while your friends are learning. They're like, Larry, I'm already on APIs. I'm already on this. And Larry is sitting there. Yeah. Larry knows. And Larry's like, no, I'm going to be just doing this slow stuff. I'm just going to be doing boring stuff.
Yeah.
What's going to happen is in 3 months, they'll be kicking Larry's ass. But in 9 months, 2 years, 6 years, Larry will be like light years ahead of them.
Yeah, it's kind of like how Gary Vee says, like the guy that's learning React.js and doing crazy stuff or the APIs, he's gonna win the first half of the game, while the guy who's going slow, he's gonna win the actual game.
That's right. There you go.
There you go.
Yep. There's a difference between winning the rounds versus winning the match. Okay.
Exactly.
I want you guys to play to win the match.
Yes.
All right. So, number 2, when it comes to front end, you need to master React. Okay. It's a library and it is extremely powerful and very easy to learn on top of JavaScript. But please don't make the mistake of skipping over JavaScript and getting to this fast, because then there's going to be a ton of concepts and holes that you're not going to understand, and things are just going to get very messy. So
I'm
learn
very
this
curious.
after JavaScript.
Anybody right now in the position where they've learned React.js and they've actually kind of skipped part of JavaScript, right? And they're like, they wish, like, you know what? I don't really understand what I'm doing right now. Let me know in the chat. I'm very curious. Because I'm sure there's a few people right now that are like that. Are there? Yep. Johan says.
Another goat is here, Frankie. Nice.
Steven, yeah. Derek, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I teach React.js. I love it. Oh, okay, wow.
Jesse. For a second,
Doris is fighting the urge at the moment. Yeah. It's okay. You don't have to fight it so bad. You can still pick it up. Just remember to go back and learn it. Okay. Just remember to keep strengthening the fundamentals in JavaScript.
Yeah. Raul said, I went straight to Bootstrap and it made me not understand the basis of CS and HTML and JavaScript. Yeah, this is actually pretty sad because weirdly enough, a lot of the students I talk to, and when they come from like these other sources like colleges and so forth, like weirdly enough, they're like, yeah, Naz, I learned Bootstrap, right? And that's the first thing that we learned when we went there. Wow. I'm like, great. But do you know the actual CSS and how to not use Bootstrap? They're like, no, I don't. So I'm like, what? You know what I mean? Like, then what's the point? I don't know.
Yeah, you're gonna get into a lot of trouble if you miss those miss those things. So make sure that you know them. Okay, yeah. Another one I would recommend for you guys to learn is state management. So learn state management tools like Redux. Okay, so for example, when you guys go to Instacart, or I don't know if you guys have ever used, have you guys used either Uber Eats or Instacart, or, you know, even the Amazon app on your mobile phone, for example? Okay. When you're using those apps, when you put things into a cart and when the app doesn't refresh, when you add things and you take things out, when you leave out of the app and you come back and the cart is still there, that state is being managed somehow, right? So Larry got really excited at that. That state is being managed somehow. That's where tools like Redux can kick in. Okay. When you go to a website, and have you guys seen now most websites or most documentation websites for coding will have that toggle to go from light to dark mode?
Yeah. Good point. Good point.
Right. A lot of those are with Redux. Okay. So, and middle-sized to large-sized companies, almost all of them are using Redux state management. State management is a huge skill. Learn this. This adds, in my opinion, this will easily add 10 to 20K a plus on your salary if you learn this skill and learn it well.
Yeah, this is why it's called state management, guys.
Yes. Next up, what I recommend you guys learn and master deeply is Git version control. And even when I say master deeply, I say that I don't mean it as strongly as I say it, okay?
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you need to know like rebasing and Git version control, all this. Honestly, it's just like, for those of you guys who know, you know, a lot of you might not know what Git is, okay? But essentially, it's a time machine for your code. You know when you play video games and you have a checkpoint and you can save, and if your character dies, you can start back up? That's what adding version control to your projects does, okay? It allows you to go back and forward. If you messed up at some part of the code and now before your app was working and now it's broken, you can go back in time to when it was working. Make sense?
And now, and like I said, kind of like Qazi said, right? A lot of people overcomplicate it too much. Think you need to know everything. Literally, I only know like 3 functions: pull, push, commit. That's it. And I don't even know, like, I've been coding for the past 10 years. I still am not the best at like rebasing and those fancy stuff, right?
And git add.
And git, like, oh yeah, git add, of course, yeah. Right? But anything else besides that, I usually look it up. So when we say
git add, git commit, git push,
git pull.
Yeah, git pull. Oh shit, merge.
Oh, git merge. Okay, that one too.
Life is over.
Yeah. But that's it. That's what we're trying to get to, right? Let's not overcomplicate things, but let's also learn the basics.
Git stash. That's a good one, Ashish. That's a good one. I use that a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
And then if you start getting fancier, then you learn like Git checkout, and then you go to different branches, which I do sometimes. I don't do too much, but I will do that from time to time. But overall, it's basically like, can you push the code to your GitHub from your computer?
That's it.
Good. Can you get the code from your GitHub onto your computer? Good. Great. That's how much you should know.
That's
okay. And then there's GitHub. Okay. Do any of you guys know what GitHub is who are here?
Who's here? Let me
Okay.
see.
So a lot of people confuse Git against GitHub. Okay. And GitHub is like Dropbox for your code, or
That's
Google
right.
Drive for your code.
Yeah.
Okay. It's just some place where you put code, you know, that's, you decide to do it on GitHub. Why do you put code on GitHub instead of Dropbox or Google Drive? Because this is designed to store code. It
Yeah.
makes reviewing your code really easy. It makes pulling your code really easy. That's all.
It's literally, imagine like if you have a big team, guys, right? You have the big developer team. The whole developer team can be using that same GitHub kind of like folder. Think of it like that, to like push new changes, pull new changes, update new changes, and even it has the ability to literally upload the whole application to a live server, which is crazy. Yeah, so it's very useful.
Exactly. So it allows you to collaborate with developers as well and work. Okay. Now let's go to the back end. My favorite part.
Hey. Wait, how's
Node.
that's your favorite part, really?
No, I'm kidding. It was a joke. All right. So now the next thing, when it comes to backend, I mean, you have to learn it at some point. I do really like it too, but you're right now. It's definitely not my favorite part. So when it comes to backend, I think we can boil it down to something really simple. Okay. Node. Now, what is Node written in, guys? What language does Node use? Like, what language are you writing to run Node code?
That's right. That's right, guys. JavaScript. That's right.
So let me ask you, if you had done all the work up front to master JavaScript and learn JavaScript, when I asked you to do it, do you think your life is going to be easier or more difficult now that you have to learn a backend tool like Node?
Yeah, there we go. Easier, guys. That's right. That's right.
That's why. Okay. And all that mastery that you did of JavaScript will really help on the back end. It might not help on the front end. Okay. Because front end, sometimes things are a lot simpler than when you have to, until you have to go to the back end. Okay. Then data types and data structures are really going to start kicking in and kicking your ass if you don't have it right. So do that work up front. And that's another nice thing. Elliot asked me, hey, why JavaScript instead of Python? Well, even if you do Python, if you want to do web development, you'll still have to learn JavaScript.
That's right.
So I'm not anti-Python. I'm just saying, if you want to do web development, the fastest path on planet Earth is JavaScript and web development. If you want to do data science, you're not going to be able to beat Python. Go Python, go Keras and the PyTorch and all the other frameworks they have, right? They're phenomenal. So what's nice about JavaScript is you don't have to learn another language necessarily. Like React is written in JavaScript, so you're still using JavaScript. JavaScript is JavaScript. Node for the backend is JavaScript. So it's all nice. Front end and back end language is the same. So that's the great thing.
It's so funny how somebody said, Qazi, but you're the Papa Python. He switched to be the Papa JavaScript now.
Don't get me wrong. Python I still love, and it's still a lot of the times my language of choice when I'm doing things.
Yeah.
But I think when it's about growing, when you're doing web development, I think it's the fastest path. Because even with Python, you're going to need to know, even if you're doing Django, you're going to still need to understand JavaScript at some level.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Cool. Qazi and Naz are the boys. Let's go.
Hey.
All right. So now let's get into databases. Okay. This is the real backend. Okay.
Okay.
So let's talk about databases. MySQL. You guys heard of it? MySQL. It's a good one. Oftentimes you might overlook it, but it's still one of the most popular ones to know. So you should know it and you should master it because you're going to need it at some company at some point. Okay. So it's a good one to have an understanding of how to use. Next up, what's this leaf?
What do you guys think? What do you guys think before we reveal it? MongoDB, that's right. Damn, a lot of
We
people
got
know
the
this.
game.
It's awesome.
Nice. I
Yeah.
like the engagement.
Now,
This
okay,
is
now
so
here's a good question. Anybody know the difference between MongoDB and MySQL? That's more complicated now. Let me see. That's right. So MongoDB is a NoSQL database.
spelling. Yeah.
The words are different, exactly.
Nice.
That's right. One is relational. That's right. One is non-relational. One is a NoSQL database. The other one is a SQL database. And Kazi, why do we need to know both? I'm curious.
Well, a lot of modern new companies and a lot of companies are starting to switch to NoSQL databases
Mm-hmm.
because they're more efficient and sometimes they can be a lot leaner to run and like add things on the fly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's why both of them are useful.
That's right. That's right. And I think, for example, most importantly, for example, MongoDB allows you to really go fast at running and actually pull up a database and start running with a database. So, for example, if you guys are creating a project and you want something to work really fast, right, without having to think about how should database be structured, you just use the MongoDB database and you put anything you want in there. Right?
Yeah.
Versus a SQL database, which is still used a lot because a lot of companies are still written with a SQL database, right? Are still using that. Versus with a SQL database, you kind of have to plan ahead, right? Think about what will my data look like in order for me to create that database, right? So those are the two big differences. One gives you a lot more freedom. One is a lot more structured.
Yes, that's correct. All right. Next up, we have for you Firebase. And Firebase is probably my personal favorite database. It's a real-time database. And when you think Firebase, think on Instagram messages, when you guys message each other on Instagram, when you guys message each other on Facebook Messenger, when you guys message each other on iMessages or WhatsApp. A lot of real-time databases type of work. The go-to is Firebase. When I think of I have to make an app like Discord or Slack, my brain is instantly thinking Firebase, okay? Because things are happening instantaneously. When you guys know that thing, right? Where when somebody starts typing, all of a sudden in your iMessages, it will just start saying, the user is typing, or on Slack or Discord, things like that. A lot of that is, built on tools like Firebase. So it's one of the fastest ones to whip up and do. It has the hybrid of a NoSQL and a SQL database, and you can also deploy it online.
Yeah. So
that's another unique thing about this.
So it's really cool. It's like the technical term for, like, for example, what you guys see, on when using Messenger, for example, or stuff like that, something called sockets, and that's exactly what Firebase has. So it allows you to have the live conversations, right? But it also allows you to use a database. So it's becoming very popular, very, very fast. And I believe it's also who built it? Who built Firebase? Is it Google Cloud Platform or no? Google? Google built it, yeah. So there you go.
GCP. So one thing I do want to say is this is a pro tip, and this has nothing to do with the slides we prepared. This is just because I'm excited. I think you guys should look into Vercel. Okay, anybody that has more experience with coding, look into Vercel, Vercel. It's so sick and the fastest deployment on planet Earth. And they just raised $102 million in their most recent round of funding.
Are you serious?
I'd had my eyes on this company, and now they're just fucking skyrocketing. Like I was on to them about a year ago, and now they're gonna fly. I think they're gonna beat Firebase. They're so on the money with everything they're doing.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, Vercel, Vercel. Like you guys should look into it. But okay, I'll keep going. So one of our students, Devin, he worked with us, got his React skills up, and then he told us one day, came to us, he was like struggling. He had recently been, he left one of his jobs and he didn't have a job, I think because of COVID during that time. And then he kept increasing his skills, his React skills. And finally, he was hit up by PayPal, and he came to us and he's like, guys, I just got accepted by PayPal. We were like, holy shit. We were so excited. And he even like showed us a video of inside the headquarters of PayPal. So that was super dope. And, it's, I don't know, it's just like one of those things that is really hard to believe when that happens for somebody. But because we've been there and we've helped a lot of students do it, It's a common thing that you can help people do as long as you just follow the right path and get the right skills. Okay. So for some of you guys here, like which one of you guys would like to work at a company like PayPal?
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah, that'd be
They
great.
bought Venmo recently, right?
Yeah, that's right. Actually, you're right.
Mistaken?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So hopefully, guys, did you guys get value so far out of everything that we've shared with you over the last few days and even today?
Are you guys enjoying this 5-day epic bootcamp? Yeah, everybody.
Beautiful. Thank you guys for sharing that. Guys, can we share with you our program, Full Stack Mastery Bootcamp? Can we talk to you guys about that? Is that okay with you guys?
We've talked about it. We've talked about it, and we have a lot of people have been hyped about it to see what we can do next to continue on towards their full stack paths.
All right, guys. So let's do it. I'm excited. So, guys, introducing our program, Full Stack Mastery Bootcamp. We're super excited to share this program with you guys. And when I think of a full stack developer, in my mind, I picture Thanos. And you know those 5 rings he has are the 5 rings I feel like you need to become a successful developer, right? The 5 rings being the JavaScript, React, Redux, things like Firebase and MongoDB.
So I'm curious what happens when you snap the finger with those 5 rings, huh?
I don't know. You control time or your salary, probably. Money, time, and freedom, right? You get those things. Awesome. So, guys, Full Stack Mastery is a remote 8-month online coding bootcamp, and it's designed to help you land a job as a full stack developer.
That's right. That's right.
Cool. Simply put, go ahead, Naz.
I was gonna say it's an intensive program, guys, towards you where we give you guys support, the knowledge, and the support, the knowledge you need towards becoming a full stack developer.
So that's the main goal of this program, okay? And you can participate in this program even if you have a full-time job, because we have 80% of our students have full-time jobs and they are participating in this boot camp. So it's something you can do, and you don't have to quit your other job or completely change your lifestyle, okay?
That's
and
right.
Melissa says it's intense. Yes, it is intense.
Oh yeah, very intense.
Okay.
You'll be crying.
And
I'm just kidding.
again, the things that you need to master and what this program helps you do visually is this, okay? We give you all of these skills and we help you master all of them.
Yeah.
That's the transformation that happens when you join this program before and and after you leave. Does that make sense?
So just
That's our number one goal.
like all this thing that we talked about, right? Which is the fundamentals, which is going slow is going fast, right? Which is the JavaScript, the React, the Redux, right? We've implemented that into this program because we ourselves have been developers for a long, long time. We kind of reverse engineered exactly who we are and what we need to do to make you basically to get to that point. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
All the data structures, the fundamentals that you need to learn are implemented in this program. The first 2 months are fully focused on just you knowing those fundamentals. Just you learn those JavaScript fundamentals, the CSS, the HTML, all of that is implemented just in the first 2 months.
Right. It's like if Usain Bolt stopped running and made a academy to create the fastest runners on the planet. That's what we do for coding.
Yep. And we give you like, okay, and then for a runner, here's your path as a runner. You just go down this path.
That's it. Absolutely. So now, of course, we have tons of other students like Ingrid as well, who actually use her skills to teach online. So I don't know if you guys remember, but on day 1, I talked about some online platforms you guys can teach as well on, like Wyzant or Take Lessons. And she was just teaching part-time, and she started generating extra side income with her coding skills, okay? But now what I want to show you guys is actually the outline of what it looks like, okay, of what the program looks like. So this is the overall architecture of the program. Let me do this. Let's go back. Okay. Can I draw? Beautiful. Okay, so the first 2 months, right? Let me give you a little context. So say you got invited to a coding interview because they saw that your projects, Larry, did you participate, Larry, in all the 4 days and you submitted the projects? Okay, good. So here's what things look like, right? So because you did all those projects, now what happens is a recruiter sees your portfolio and sees your projects and it goes, Larry looks like a promising candidate. Larry knows a bunch of technologies and Larry has these projects. So they bring you in. Now, I have you in and we're doing an interview together. I'm like, Larry, amazing to meet you. You are an incredible person. You seem like a great culture fit. What I saw in your portfolio looks great, but we're going to have to do a technical coding round. Okay, Larry? And we're just going to start off with something really simple, Larry. And we're going to start off with a simple question. You ready for this, Larry? Okay. Larry, just what I want you to do is just take these two arrays and merge them. Okay. Is that something you can do, Larry? No. Okay, well, guess what happens at that point, guys? Guess what happens?
They found out exactly who you are. They've realized that, yes, your resume might look great. And yes, you might have some amazing projects behind you. And you built some great stuff. But the core concepts behind coding, that person still hasn't learned.
Yes. So Larry, what we do, this is the exact reason, because it's the hardest thing. And most people get rejected from jobs because of this. The single biggest reason. It's also the single biggest thing that big companies look for. So what we decide to do is we're just going to take the first 1 to 2 months and work exactly on those skills, Larry. Does that make sense?
That's right. And just to be clear, it's not about, because I see Karen and I see, for example, the spread operator Derek says, right? And it's not about using those shortcut methods. It's not about using those methods at all. If I go to an interview and I use a shortcut method like what Karen have, which is you use an array and then use a spread operator, they're going to laugh at you and say you can't use that, right? You have to use the core fundamentals of just JavaScript, because that's when you really know basically what it actually, because behind the scenes, what you have right there, which is with the array and the spread operator, is what really, you have to know what's going behind the scenes behind it.
Yeah.
Right? That's what they're looking for. Because I can really easily go to Stack Overflow and find out how to use those fancy little functions.
Yeah.
But it's a lot hard to really understand what they're doing. And so those really things won't really work. When I went to a lot of interviews with Google, Palantir, Twitter, Khan Academy, and so forth, none of them ever allow me to use any of those functions at all. Never, ever, 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 ever. I had to use the most basic functions like a for loops. Had to use the most basic, the string concatenation stuff, and my basic knowledge.
They just want to look at your critical thinking ability and your actual problem solving skills. That's what they're trying to determine.
Exactly.
They're not trying to determine your Google researching skills at that particular time. Okay. There is a time for that when they give you a take home project.
Yeah, that's right.
There is a time for that. But when they're doing that, they're assessing it. So that's why in our program, does this make sense, guys? Why we make the first 1 to 2 months of the program probably the hardest. But we make sure that you get the fundamentals and data structures, you get the algorithm and problem solving skills, because if we knock this out and we get you strong at this, everything else starts becoming easier. That makes sense?
That's right. Guys, we have a lot of students right now from the Full Stack Mastery Bootcamp in our current one, because we've had we have over 100 students now at this point in our bootcamp right now. Let us know if you think that those first 2 months are the hardest. If you're in the bootcamp, just type in the chat.
Just say FSM : and then type. That'll tell us you're already in FSM.
Derek says yes. There you go. Yes, FSM. So yes.
Oh, I mean like FSM : and then say yes. Not just FSM :
FSM : definitely yes. Yeah. Look how many amazing students are saying that. Look at that, guys. Those 2 months are the hardest 2 months.
Yeah, it's just the truth. I love that. That's actually cool. Okay. Then after that, what we do is in the later months, we work on the front end skills and the back end skills. Okay. So for example, in the front end skills, we might have you build beautiful projects. Then in the back end months, we have you connect those beautiful projects with the database. So now users can log in. It can be authenticated. You can scale the app to hundreds of thousands or millions of users. That makes sense?
That's right. So once you've gone through those months, right, which is the front end, then the back end, right? What really happens is very simple, guys. Is what happens now? Well, you've learned the full stack. You've learned how to build the front end application, which is the view, which is what people see. But you also learn how to build the logic behind it, which is what people don't see.
Yes.
And so that is what makes you a very valuable developer. And honestly, that is the developer who is, I don't know if you guys know, that's a developer who is the last person to get fired at a job.
Yeah.
That happened to me personally. I was at a company working as a React.js developer, right? Literally, right? And here's the funny part.
And let me tell you something too about what Nas is going to say. One interesting thing is that Nas got the job not actually even knowing that much React.
That's right.
And the only reason why he got a React job was actually because of his problem solving and critical thinking skills.
That's right. Exactly.
But something important I wanted to add in there. So now let's keep going.
Yeah, so that's a good point. I actually got the job. I literally told the guy, listen, my friend, I don't know React.js. I know zip knowledge. I know zero knowledge. He's like, oh yeah, that's fine. Just take this React.js test. We'll just test you. I took the React.js test. I failed it completely. Like so bad, right? Right? But then I got on a call with him and he's like, yeah, you definitely are better at React.js. You have no idea what it is. But he's like, but then he started asking me questions about problem solving and how would I solve these type of situations. And we start to connect. He started to see that, you know what, I'm not just somebody who does not React.js. I'm somebody who just knows how to build things.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I was able to get that job. And that job paid me between 8 to 10K a month. Right?
USD.
So exactly, USD. And so, but on this at the same time, what was I talking about? Which is, right? It came to a point where that company was doing great. And 8 months in, they were doing great, but then something happened and they had to fire 95% of their staff. 95% of their staff. They had to fire 95% of their developers. But only 2 were left on the team. They fired the manager. They fired the operations. They fired all the front-end developers and stuff like that. Only 2 people left. And those two were me and another friend of mine, Case. And both of us are full-stack developers.
Reinhardt says that Thanos snapped the whole company.
That's a good one. But
So
you
that's
see
the power of a full-stack developer. I mean, even with all of when leaving, fired everybody and they kept Nas on.
Yep.
Elliot asks how many students are allowed in the class. We keep our cohorts pretty small, and what's our largest cohort size, Nas?
I think 25. We try to keep it between 20 25 cohort classes. Yeah.
That's another key differentiation that we want to tell you guys. We want to intentionally keep the cohort small because what happens, right, with a lot of big coding boot camps is that they take on so many students that they can't provide a quality instruction or a group setting or attention to each student, because what Steven might need or Samir might need or Muhammad might need might be very different things versus what Larry might need, or so everybody has to have specific, feedback for them and specific training for them. So we want to keep our sizes really small so everybody can get results. That makes sense?
That's right.
So to put it simply, right, these months here, Larry, are going to have you build front end and back end projects that are on your portfolio that catch the recruiter's attention. These 2 months are going to help you pass that actual interview. Okay. So together, these are really killer when it comes to actually landing a job.
And at the end of all this, guys, not only will you know your fundamentals of JavaScript and all those other concepts, but in those months when you're doing full stack, you've got crazy projects behind you on your portfolio. I mean, we're talking 10 to 15 projects behind you that you've done. And the last few months, which is that we have something called the capstone project, which, guys, explain to us what a capstone project is.
So capstone projects are projects where we essentially team up with a real world company. So let's just, for example, say Bank of America. And we might take a actual legitimate project that they need completed, right? And we give that off to you and maybe 3 other students. So we put you in a small group of 3 to 4 students and you guys work on a real world project. Okay. And now it's not just some random BS mock project. This might be a project you're doing for a real company. Okay. And you might even have to communicate with that company while you're doing this project. Okay. And then at the end, when you're done, you can share this project with everybody that you want. So this way you get real team communication skills, software development skills, and team collaboration skills, which are all extremely key in you becoming a software developer.
On top of that, you get project management skills, right? You have to work with the client. You guys learn how to, for example, like how do you price a project? How do you get requirements from a project, right? All those skills are really important, because when you go into the real world and you have a manager telling you, hey, no, we got to do this right now. You got to build this feature. And you're like, okay, I'll pay the, that's not right. Right? You're like, okay, know what? Let me go ahead and take a look at this. Let me figure out what's actually we need to get done. Will it solve our problem? And let me see if it's worth even our time to do this. Right?
Yeah.
So that's what's going to make you a really valuable developer in general at a company.
Absolutely. Now, some of you guys are asking when the next cohort is. And guys, the next cohort is July 12th.
That's right. July 12th is when it starts. That's
okay.
Right.
2 days before my birthday. That's
And
when the next cohort is. Okay. So that's to answer that question. And guys, before I move on to the next slide, remember when I told you guys, once you learn all these skills, it's probably a really good idea to tack on a skill set like React Native. Once you master React Native might be a good idea. So here's a student that did exactly that. Okay. His name is Frank Ramos. And he used his React plus his React Native skills to land a contract with Sonos, the music company. And he landed a contract for $170,000.
Yep.
Okay.
That's right.
So this is something important for you guys to know on what that next step is. Okay. I want you guys to be in his shoes one day where you have a contract where you're working for a big software, right? And just imagine that when you make an update or you create the software, millions of users get to use it on a daily basis in their own homes. So I think that's why that skill set is important. And when you learn React Native, the average pays just start a lot higher. So that's why that's something I share with you guys. Okay.
That's true.
Cool. So at this point, what we want to say, guys, is if this is exciting to you and you want to get these types of results like Frank has gotten, or these other students that have worked with us, like Devin, who's gotten a job at PayPal. We have tons of other students who've gotten incredible results. Okay, we had student On who went from being a Postmates to getting a job as a developer within a couple of months. And maybe you're a complete beginner right now, or maybe you're looking to switch your career and get amazing results and transition into this. What I'd recommend for you guys is go ahead and book a call with us. Okay. Book a call with us and go ahead and do that right now. Okay. Is this something, by the way, are you guys excited about getting results like these? Just raise your hands. Okay. Raise your hands if you want to get results like these. Beautiful. Okay. So if that's something that's exciting to you and you want to get amazing results like these, what I want you guys to do is go ahead. I just see everybody raising their hands to book a call with our team. And on that call, essentially we'll discuss your goals and whether or not, you're a good fit for the program, or, if we're a good fit for you.
Exactly. So again, it's an application process. Not everybody unfortunately gets in, right? This is why I said, guys, it's very important for you guys these last few days that you guys were here, and make sure you've done as much as possible, right? Because this will tell us how serious you're about your coding career. We like to take in students who are very serious, and there's a lot of students right now in this current call who are currently our FSM students, and you'll see just how serious they are about their future, right? They are not here to joke around. They are not here to bullshit you. They are here because they want to get results, right? And so they are working really hard. We have a student, for example, that's how Ant got his job for making $70K at this point. We have another student named Martin. He just recently got a job, and he's making over $56,000, and he lives in London. We have another student, Liz, who's making around $50 per hour, right? And so many more students who are getting results like these. And it is because were very serious. And so we are very picky.
Something we just want to say, guys, we get booked out with this. So if you're not serious about this, please don't waste our time your time booking a call. If you're actually serious about this, book a call in that case, okay? Because we have a small team, and either I'm going to be personally getting on a call, or Naz is going to be personally getting on a call. So just please be respectful of that. Fill out the application in much detail as possible, okay? And just remember, if whatever time you book, that's the final time. We will not reschedule. there will be no other call. So if you miss that call, you will never get to speak with us again.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Because you know, I love you guys. I love people in general, but I hate people that waste our time.
Yeah. And
Because
also,
we will not waste yours.
that's right. One thing I forgot to mention, guys, is at the end of this bootcamp, guys, we do help you land a job, right? We work with a recruiting company. We help you get your LinkedIn, your resume still set up. We do mock interviews with you, and then we actually have a partnership where these recruiting companies will actually help you and give you access to a dashboard where you can apply for companies, guys.
Yeah. And we'll talk about all of those, okay? And you guys can check out our results. We're on Trustpilot. You guys can go see the results that the students are getting and how they feel about the program, okay? Students love it. We have students from all over the place. You know, we have students from New York. We have students from California, students from everywhere that are going through this program and absolutely are blown away by it.
If you read Thomas, for example, I know he said 6 weeks, but he meant to say 6 months. I joined the bootcamp 6 months ago, and what I've learned over the 6 months is 6 weeks is way more than what I grasped my first 2 years of college. Right? The teaching methodology is so unique. Everything is broken down to minutes. Can you highlight that? Minor details on every topic explained from the perspective of a real world scenario, right? It's 95% practical, 5% theoretical. And in fact, some of the exercises that I was able to tackle was what I came across during the interview for a software support job last year. I'm so excited at what lays ahead in the next 5 months throughout the duration of the bootcamp. There we go.
Absolutely.
And we have some amazing students. Should we take some amazing students from FSM to talk about how their experience has been, Qazi? What do you think?
Absolutely. Yeah. I would be happy to do that. Bring on whoever you want.
So let's say Amanath. Can we go ahead and bring on, for example, let me see, Piotr. I think you're on here. Piotr, can you go ahead, Amanath, can you unmute Piotr here? Give me a second here. Let's go and mute Piotr if you can. Piotr, oh, there we go. Yeah. Hi, Piotr, how you doing, my friend?
Hey, how's it going?
How you doing? So tell us how was your life before the Full Stack Mastery Bootcamp, and tell us why did you join?
What's up, Peter?
So I was at a job that realized I wasn't really advancing. Just felt kind of stuck.
What type of job was it, Peter?
So it was working on the production floor, kind of support role. And I just found myself doing a lot of busy work. Didn't feel very meaningful, wasn't being challenged. And programming was something that I was have been interested in for a while, but I was having a hard time, breaking out of tutorial hell and having that motivation and accountability to kind of push me to actually invest the time to improve myself, my coding knowledge, I guess.
Right.
So I think about a month and a half ago, I watched some of your videos, and I got on a call. Ended up talking with David, and we actually had a few calls because I wasn't quite convinced of jumping on board at the first call, but I had a few discussions with him, and he was the one that really kind of changed my perspective and motivated me to join the boot camp. And I'm really grateful for getting opportunity to talk with him. And I got so much value before I even signed up from David. It was ridiculous.
Awesome.
I researched other boot camps prior to talking with him, but none of the boot camps went out of their way like David did to kind of to talk to me, to kind of walk and walk through different paths. So I got so much value out of those calls that I decided to put my money where my mouth was and join the bootcamp. Just jump on.
That's awesome.
That's absolutely incredible. And how has it been so far for you inside of here?
It's been good. I really like working with my cohort mates. Lem is a fantastic guy. And the amount of energy in the cohort with all the folks, it's fantastic, Yeah. And they, you guys aren't joking when you're starting with the basics, and the fact that you guys are taking your time is great, because I realize there's, everyone's kind of at a different level.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. In the boot camp, but we're all taking, one step at a time for everyone to kind of catch up and get to that same level before we kind of move forward. And that's great.
That's
Man,
awesome.
thank
That's
you.
awesome. And
Thank
how
you, Peter.
and what makes you excited for the future? How do you see your future now as you've kind of joined this?
Yeah, well, looking forward to, I guess, developing my full stack, experience. Like I have a little bit of understanding of like the fundamentals of programming, right? Little for loops, functions, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know much else other than that. So I'm super excited to learning all the technologies and looking forward to getting that first software developer job
Awesome.
in
Damn,
the next
Peter.
couple months.
Let's do it. Let's do it, my friend. That's
That's
cool.
amazing.
Awesome.
All right. Thank you so much for jumping on and appreciate you, Peter. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so
Sure.
much. All
Bye,
right.
everyone.
Next one we have is Rebecca. Rebecca, can you go ahead and jump on here for a second? Let's see. Let's put Rebecca on here. If we can go ahead and unmute her, that would be amazing. Let me see. Rebecca. If I can see Rebecca on here. Are you here, Rebecca, by any chance? Raise your hand if you are. Raise your hand if you are. Or maybe not.
I'll go through some of other stuff while she jumps on. Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. So, few other things I do want to go over with you guys that I think are still important is here are a few things I want to highlight for who this program is for. Okay. Because if those aren't things that you have, then don't apply to the program. Okay. So just want to say these things. So number one, please, this is for people who are not scared of hard work, because one thing I want you to understand is it does take a lot of time and effort and energy, and you have to be willing to do that every single week. Because I wish I could just tell you, you're going to have to do nothing. Our instructors are just going to come in and like just inject information into your brain, and you just sit there like Matrix and you just shake and you eat the pill, and then all of a sudden you just get a job. That's just not how it's going to work. It's going to take a lot of effort on your end as well. We'll give you the path, we'll give you the resources, but you're going to have to do the work. Okay. So do you guys understand that? You guys good on that? Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Another thing, you have to be willing to put in at least 20 to 40 hours per week. The students that get the best results, that's the time they're putting in every single week. Yes, you can put less time than this. Just know that you're going to get the results a little bit later. Okay. If you want to get an amazing results in 8 months or less, be prepared to put in a lot of time, because this is about your future. The more time you put in, the more it will pay off. Okay. Understand that you need to actually invest in yourself to succeed, and you're resourceful. Both of those things are going to be valuable. Okay. One thing I want to say on patience. Technical coding skills, guys, are hard to master, and they take years sometimes. So sometimes the students that I see failing in time and in the program at times are people who go too hard on themselves for not learning skills fast enough, because they look everywhere else and they're like, this person looks like they're getting it. This person looks like they're understanding it. And then they start getting frustrated with themselves. So just know that this is your own race. You are playing against yourself. That's the only person that matters. Nobody else matters. Only you in your own race matter, which means that be patient with yourself. It's going to take time, and some of these concepts take a while to unlock, but then they just click. Okay. So if you're in the program, or you're allowed to be in the program, know that. Okay. And last couple of things that are important to understand is, please come in. If you're allowed to come into this program, have a beginner's mind. Okay. Because if you come in and you feel like you know it all, then I can't teach you something new. Okay. If your cup is already full, Naz can't teach you anything new.
No.
Jesse can't teach you anything new. So then why are you paying us, and why are you jumping in the program? It's going to be a waste of both of our time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So come in with the beginner's mind so you can be willing to learn and learn new things fast.
That's right.
And last part of who this is for is understand that it's a journey that will take you 6 to 10 months. So have that expectation in mind. It's not something that's going to happen in a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Technical coding skills take time. The soft skills and the interviewing skills and the negotiation skills take time. Building relationships with big companies takes time. So keep that in mind. Cool. Can I get a thumbs up from everybody before I move on to the next slide? Everybody got this?
We also have, by the way, we have Anh in the house. Anh in the house is here, by the way.
Awesome. Do you want to bring on?
Let's do Anh.
on.
Anh, let's go.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and mute Anh, my friend.
What's up, guys?
Yo, what's up, bro?
man?
How you doing, my friend?
How are you
I
doing?
don't see.
Yes, indeed.
But-
How you been?
Just to give
Good.
context on guys, on is was a student in our boot camp full stack mastery, and on was the person that went from doing Postmates to getting a job, and we just want to have him share his experience with you guys. He's phenomenal. He works freaking super hard, and he's incredible. So on, thank you for taking the time to jump on here, my man.
No problem.
Take it away.
So yeah, it's been a pretty rough couple months ever since. But it's a new job. It's different, but it's fun at the same time. I don't really talk to anyone. I talk to like an AI and then some lady named Sarah for the past 4 months. So it's it's difficult. Like I don't have a
Sure,
team.
it's not Siri.
I'm pretty sure it's not Siri.
So tell me this. Okay, how did you get started? Okay, what was it before? How were you before Full Stack Mastery? Tell me.
Well, I did a boot camp here in Seattle, and I thought, hey, after doing this boot camp, the certificate was probably going to guarantee me a job. So I had a job interview set up for Microsoft and Expedia from the boot camp. And going into the boot camp or going to the interview, I just thought, hey, they're going to ask me how to build a website or like make this look cool, like CSS type stuff. They asked me, what is a recursion? What is a tree? Can you solve this? If you're given this problem, how would you solve it? And it gives you 20, 30 minutes. And I'm sitting there and I was like, did I miss something in the boot camp? Or I failed during the interview. I still failed. So I think a month passed by. And I was like, I don't want to do coding no more. I'm just going to do Amazon Flex and then deliver food. And then, just work at the post office or something like, like a full-time job, doing like something I didn't like, but I had to do. And then, so I knew about Clever Programmer because one of the reasons why I passed my first boot camp was because of Clever Programmer from their not tutorials, but like they did a Netflix clone, and that's how I passed it was somewhat related to my last project. So there was a sign up for a React workshop for like, I think it was 3 days. Yeah, it was a weekend.
Yeah, that's right.
And whatever Naz and Qazi taught us in those 3 days was basically 3 months of learning React with my first boot camp. So I told myself, if these guys can teach me what that in 3 days, imagine what the 6 month. And then they introduced it to boot camp at that workshop. So I was like, I have to get in, but I did not have the money to get in. It was me and Frankie. I think me and Frankie went back and forth probably like twice. I think he said, I'm gonna give you a week and you figure it out. But I believe in you. Just figure it out. I think
that was so let me get to this part, right? Because this was super freaking exciting. So you figured out, before the boot camp, you were going to another boot camp, correct? And it seemed like that didn't really prepare you that well for the technical coding interviews. Then you came to our workshop, you're blown away. You're like, this is awesome. Frankie gets on a call with you from our team, Clever Programmer, and you guys figure out a way. And you're like, even though I don't have the money right now, I'm going to be resourceful. And you went ahead and you asked your brother and you got in the program, which was absolutely insane. Now talk to me about, what happened after you joined the program and what were the results you got from it?
So the first week, I found out that what I was missing. I was missing the problem. So it took like less than a week. I think it took Naz like 2 hours to probably less than 2 hours. I think it was like the first day of class. Naz was like, hey, you have a hard time problem solving. And at first I didn't know what that meant because I'm really good at solving like daily things. But when it comes to like technical skills and programming, it's completely different. Yeah. There's a mindset to it that you have to figure it out. And you can only do that if you challenge yourself, which we learned in the boot camp. So the first month was pretty difficult. Not pretty. It was really difficult. And then the second month came around and I had an opportunity to do an internship at this company that I worked in Seattle. So instead of like an interview and for an internship, it was an actual interview. So in 2.5, not even almost 3 months in the program, I got a full-time job paying me $70K. Well, now it's 73 because I got a raise.
Damn.
Oh shit, let's go.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah, and then
Muhammad
I-
is like, yeah, guys, let's
Yeah.
give it up for him. Come on, guys, let's give it up.
Hey, that's awesome. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I remember because it was crazy. He called us, you called me and Frankie when you got the job. And I remember I started crying on the call. Frankie started crying. And you told us that, tell me what you were doing. You said you were in your car with your pets. I want people to hear this.
I was in the car crying. I was like Drake. I was in the car crying, driving around crying. And my dogs are in the back just driving around. They're like, what the hell is wrong with you? But I was just driving around. It wasn't like I didn't know how to feel because 2.5 months in, if you really put your mind to it, you can actually do this thing. The way Nas made us think about any situation, like anything that he taught us, like you go in there, you just be the boss, show them that, hey, you're different from the rest. And with that, I took that advice and I got a raise in less than 3.5 months, less than 3 months since
Wow.
And it's not just programming. It can be things you do on the daily, like the way you look at things. There's like steps to how do you figure it out, like anything. Like now that I have a full-time job, I want to do other things, but I have 2 jobs now, but the other one I can't get a raise in because it's family. But
Yeah.
I asked.
I mean, unless you ask, you know.
Yeah, I asked. But, you know,
That's an amazing story on, and it's super inspiring, man. Thank you so much for that. And lastly, I just want to ask, for people who are considering jumping in or booking this call with us, like, what would you say to them?
Yeah.
no hesitation, sign up. No hesitation, sign up.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Thank you, On. Thank you
my
for
friend.
jumping on, brother. I'm going to share some more things with everybody because I know we're kind of running short on time, but thank you so much for jumping on.
Let's do it.
Appreciate
No
you. bro.
problem. Mute me, baby.
All right. So I'm going to share a couple of more things with you guys, okay, about this program. So here are a few things for you to know, okay? You're going to get 4 training calls per week. So each coaching call that you have in this program is going to be 3 to 4 hours long, okay? And we make sure we give you a ton of training, ton of hands-on training, okay? There's also one-on-one mentorship available in the program, which means, let's say you're struggling with a certain concept or you just can't wrap your mind around recursion or something. You can schedule a time and one of the instructors will get on a call with you to help you personally.
That's right.
You'll get access to exclusive job opportunities because what we have done is we've partnered up with a company called Premier, and that opens up a pool of exclusive job opportunities for you. And our goal with them is that they will also come and give you training and they'll give you access to additional job opportunities. Okay.
That's right.
You'll have mock interviews with us, so we'll train you. Okay, so for example, we might be sitting down with Hector and we might be like, okay, let's go over these questions. Hector, how do your friends describe you? Well, when you're asked that question, you might be stumped. You might say all the positive things, but the recruiter now goes, that person is telling me bullshit. We're not going to have this person work with us. So how are you prepared for the technical and the behavioral questions? We'll train you on that. Okay. We'll prep you up so when you go in, you're not stumped. In this program, we'll also give you portfolio and resume reviews. And of course, you're going to build amazing real world projects like Amazon and Airbnb and Hulu from scratch that are also mobile responsive. So these projects are going to be big, amazing projects that are going to be completely mobile responsive that you're going to build.
And they all use the full stack technology.
Yes. Okay. So that's what you're going to tangibly get. If you want to take a screenshot of it, you guys can, but I'm going to move forward. Okay. And of course you get 4 of the best coaches on the planet. So again, these are the results that we get students. We work very closely with each student. Our best thing is that we outcare any other program out there. Okay. And there are a few simple reasons. One, we just care. And number 2, we're not massive. That means that we can give you the attention that you actually need to succeed. Okay. Those are our huge advantages, I believe, that we can bring to you. Okay. So at this point, what I would say is go ahead and book your strategy session. And on this call, we're going to cover a couple of things. Okay. We're going to help build a personalized roadmap for you. So, maybe if you didn't get it from these last 5 days on a one-on-one call, we might be able to cater something specifically for you. We'll talk about your goals of the next 12 months. We'll map out your dream job, and we're going to see if you're a good fit for the program. Just remember, guys, we're very exclusive with who we choose to work with, because we want to make sure that if you join the program, you're going to be successful. Right. Why? Because if you're successful, we get to share your story, which makes our program more successful. Does that make sense?
And then which makes other people more successful.
Yes. And then the cycle continues.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We don't want to have you in the program if you're not going to put in X amount of hours. I don't care if you're like, here's cash, here's money, join. You can't join like that. Okay. That's why there's a actual process we have for this. We want to make sure you succeed. So for this call, another important thing is you're going to need 30 to 45 minutes of distraction-free focused time. So here's what that means. If you get on this call and you're driving or in your car, we're going to politely end the conversation. Okay. If you're in a place where you're distracted, there's loud noises, there are kids running around, we're going to politely ask you to end the call. Okay. So when you get on this call, make sure that you have good internet connection. You can actually speak on this call. Again, the only reason I say this is because we're a small team. We have limited time. So we want to make sure that we give you 100% of our attention, and we can get 100% of your attention on the call as well.
I like how Chris says, isolation booth, here I come.
Yeah. The WeWork booth. Okay, like so make sure you show up ready to go.
Yep.
And of course, make sure to bring your best questions as well. That way we can give you actual massive value on this call. Okay. So go ahead. You can book the strategy session below now. If it's in the chat below, in the Zoom chat, click the link in there and book it. It's going to ask you a couple of questions, answer those in detail. Just remember, 79% of applications we reject. Okay. Because we don't have the time to be able to go through every single one of them. And it might be for a factor of reasons. Maybe you didn't fill it out correctly. Maybe you didn't answer everything in detail. Maybe we think you're not interested enough. So we're just going to skip over that. Okay. So that's why when you're going through it, just please do it as to the best of your abilities. And then we'll get to the rest of the people.
By the way, just curious, guys, if you booked a strategy session, let us know down in the chat below. I'm very curious.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. If you booked the strategy session, let us know in the chat. You're like, I booked it. Go ahead. Elbow booked it. Good job. Raul booked it. Dorissa booked it. Marie
booked it.
Mustafa booked it. Awesome.
Yeah.
Manuel booked it. That's beautiful. They'll go ahead. I booked it. Kevin says, I booked it. Yes. That was good. Mustafa's pumped. Awesome. Let's go. Awesome. Continue on.
Okay, cool. So full stack mastery bootcamp. Okay. Just remember it requires an investment of time and money, but it is much more cost effective than traditional coding bootcamps. Okay. And this is an extremely exclusive program, and we make sure that you're the right fit for it. Okay. Now, a college degree is $40,000 to $60,000.
Yeah.
Okay. But let me ask you guys a question. If you went and got a college degree, and let's say it did take you a bunch of time, would it be worth it if that college degree got you a job as a React developer and you were making $70,000 to $80,000 a year? Just give me a simple yes or no.
Just curious.
Would it be a good deal if you paid $40,000 and you made $80,000?
Yep. And especially, and then the next year you're making $100,000. And the next year after that you're making more than $100,000. Would that be worth it to you guys? Yeah.
It'd be a good deal.
There you go.
Right. But our program is not $40,000.
No.
Okay. Most coding boot camps are $25,000. Now, let me ask you a question. If you went to that coding boot camp and you paid $25,000 to join that coding boot camp, and it got you a job as a React developer and you were making $50,000, $60,000 or more per year, would it be a good deal? Yes or no?
What do you guys think? If you were able to get that 80K that year, right? Think about it. Not only are you spending less time because you're spending, let's say about a year in a boot camp instead of 4 years in college, right? But also you're spending less money to get the same job. Is that worth it?
Yeah. It's pretty worth it, right? So our boot camp is not $25,000 or more than that, okay? full stack mastery bootcamp is only 20K. All right. But for today, if you actually make the decision to join, it's only 17K. Okay. 17K 500.
Yeah.
That's the price of this program.
Yeah.
Remember, this is a 8-month long program.
Yeah.
Most other boot camps charge you $25,000 for 2 months or 3 months. This is an 8-month long program. We work with you all the way through, and we will work with you past that 8-month timeline. We will work with you until you are at a job.
Yep.
Just so we're clear on that. Does that make sense, guys? We'll work with you until you're at a job.
You're in the community. You've got the support the whole time until you get the job. And even after you get the job, you're still in the community as well.
Absolutely. Okay. Now we have financing options starting as low as $350 per month. Okay. That's something that we want to share with you guys because we understand not everybody's going to have all that income to be able to put up front. So we're partnered up with a financing company called Climb Credit. They are the most trusted financial solution for all coding boot camps in the world, for the biggest coding boot camps in the world. And they allow us to give you options that are really, really solid. Okay. Now just remember, these rates are dependent, of course, upon your credit score and income. Okay. But these financing options can start as low as $350 per month. Okay. So hopefully that would make it a lot more doable for some of you.
Like, let me ask you a question, guys. Is $300 a month, $350 a month, is that a lot? If you're, think about this, for 8 months, you're paying $350 a month for 8 months. Within 6 months, you're looking at potentially getting a job, right? I'm saying even less than that. Even if you have poor credit, that still works out. Don't worry about that. We have a lot of people who have poor credit and are still able to get the financing, right? But think about it: $350 a month times that by 6. How much is 250 times 6, guys? What is that? What is that?
$1,800 or $2,000 or
It's
something?
$2,000, guys. You're paying $2,000 and then those 6 to 7 months right there to be able to get a job as a developer. We have Ang who got the job within 3 to 4 months. Martin got the job within 4 months. And so forth, right? So you're paying that money, right? Think about it. You pay $2,100 in those 6-8 months. At that point, does it really matter what else you pay after that? Does it really matter if you have a new career switch? You're happy at your job? You finally made the transition. A transition for a lot of people takes years to make. I know you. There are a lot of people who are here and stuck in tutorial hell. You've been trying to use for the past 1.5 or 2 years.
Coding is your passion. You love it. You want to be able to get a job in coding.
But you have been struggling. It's because there's no direct path. It's because there's no direct way of doing it.
Yeah.
So there you go. And somebody asked a question. Oh, go ahead, Qazi.
Go.
Somebody asked a question, difference between bootcamp and the profit of JavaScript. What is the difference, Qazi?
So the key difference is the amount of hands-on training that we can provide you in this. Okay. So with Profit with JavaScript, you're going to get, you don't get the things that you get here. And also we provide job assistance. So number one goal of this is we work with you until you get a job. That's the main goal.
That's the goal. Okay? Profit of JavaScript is there to teach you JavaScript and React.js. This is actually there to make you a full stack developer and land you a job as a full stack developer. It's very, very different. The full stack mastery bootcamp is
really intense.
That's right. It's intense and it's structured, has a lot of support behind the teachers and teacher assistants, right? And has a proper structure. When you start with your class. Versus there, it's more, Profit JavaScript is more self-paced. You kind of go your own pace and you kind of like try to figure it out on your own, right?
Yeah. So it's a course. It's a good course. This is a boot camp. Okay. Boot camp is going to be a very different type of situation. We're going to be very, very hands-on for the whole time. Okay. So just keep that in mind. Hey, 300 something bucks a month. Okay. You can think about what you can do right now. Okay. So how can you get an additional 350 bucks a month? Of course, you can work more to make more income. But one of the places you can start is, hey, let me cut all my Starbucks for this month. Cool. That's like 150 bucks a month.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe cut one more thing. And now that's 300 bucks a month.
Let's bring on Adrienne. Actually, Adrienne is actually one of our students. And let's bring her on. And
Okay.
Adrienne, tell me here for a second, okay? Tell me here. I actually, can you unmute yourself for a second here?
Am I unmuted?
Yeah, you are.
Woo!
Hey, Adrienne, how you doing, my friend? So tell,
Hi.
Hi.
So tell me, kind of, what brought you to full stack mastery, and how has it been so far?
Kazi, it's all your fault.
Nice.
I've been thinking for years and years about switching into more technical career path. And if you could see the number of technical stuff for dummies books I have in my room right now, it's a little insane, but firewalls and JavaScript and Oracle and algorithms and all this crap. And then somehow I stumbled upon Qazi and one of the tall guys, I can't remember his name, but he wears glasses, at a mall asking people, how much do you think a programmer or developer earns in a year? I remember that was my very first time I saw you.
Yes.
And I remember the fuzzy microphone with the eyeballs.
Wait, how long ago did you see me?
No way.
I don't remember. That was easily either 2018, maybe early 2019. I can't remember.
Wow, that's
because I'm an old lady.
Wow.
But I saw that and I was like, this kid seems pretty interesting. So I started finding more of your videos and I found a few other people in their videos and I tried to do one of their intro to a language. I thought I read all the Python things and it was the easiest and I'm old and I figured that's the best. And I fell asleep during all the videos. That video, that's it. That's the one I watched. That was the very first one I watched.
Wow.
And I listened to the Python video you guys have, the tutorial you guys have on YouTube, and was not enraptured, but I was mesmerized. I didn't fall asleep. And I was like, oh, this kid seems like a lot of fun. Holy crap. So I started kind of stalking you on the Facebook. And then that was back when I know Sunny was a part of it. And then I saw Naz's dancing face and just kept kind of watching video after video. And then I saw you guys do a clone. I was like, dude, that is super dope. And kept watching you guys do this and that and the other. And then lost my job in February of this year. And I literally had just decided to sign up for Profit with Python because I said, I don't care. They're doing JavaScript. I don't care. I'm an old lady and I need to do Python. So I did Python first. And then during the call of the week, it was Qazi and I think it was David.
David, yes.
Then next thing I know, I was in Profit with JavaScript.
Nice.
So it's truly all your fault.
Yeah.
But I found out that I did learn a lot. The community is unbelievable, but I'm a super beginner. I have zero technical education. I know nothing about computer programming. So I needed the accountability and the structure of a more formalized course. So I got on a call with Frankie and we talked and I said, yeah, thanks, man, but I'm good. And then I said, you know what, damn it. If I'm going to do this, I'm going to need to do it the right way. And I know nothing. And they said they're going to walk me through it step by step. And God bless Lem because he is walking me through it step by step, quite literally. So,
wow.
Yay.
That's awesome.
We just started. I'm the June cohort. So we're only in our fourth week.
Literally. So you guys literally just started, guys. But how has it been? Have you guys been enjoying it? Have you been enjoying it? Have you been enjoying it?
Oh my God. The only thing I'm sad about is Lem doesn't do the hype music like you guys do. But other than that, it is phenomenal. I play my own hype music on my phone. Anyway, it's awesome sauce. And if you're thinking about it, please, God, do it. I'm only kicking myself I didn't sign up in March. But that's because I lollygag in my brain a bit. So.
Oh, there you go. I'm excited for you. And so how are you excited about now your future, about where you're going to go as a coder, huh?
It's a little difficult because the thing is that having this kind of a job where you start at a salary as high as is possible and can grow into a salary as high as that high. Yeah. For me, it's nothing that I've ever had before. So it's kind of like, now what will I do? Because it won't be a problem. I can literally do anything. So I've kind of made pretty spectacular, gargantuan plans.
That's awesome. Wow. That's awesome. Well, I'm excited for you, Adrian, and I love your energy. And then, oh my
I'm sorry.
God.
I am so hyped. I can't even stand it. Oh my God.
love
I have to keep it under wraps because I will literally make myself sick.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank
you
you,
so much,
Adrian,
Adrian. I
for
appreciate
jumping
it. I appreciate it.
You're
you.
so welcome. Yay!
All right, Adrian, you're awesome.
Awesome. You want to go ahead and
Yeah,
share
this is
what you want to share
I'm
what else
sharing-
we got with them for them?
Yes, I will, and I'm going through some of the community as well. So these are the students that we have inside of the community.
Mm-hmm.
A full stack mastery. Look at how beautiful Luke looks here. Luke, very, very nice turtleneck. I didn't know you had turtlenecks. We definitely want to see you in that, Luke. But everybody else here looks amazing. Absolutely amazing. So yeah, we have a phenomenal group of people, the best community in the world, and would love to have you guys part of it.
Okay.
Love to have you guys a part of it.
Let's-
All right. So let's go to the rest of the awesome sauce that we have prepared for you guys. And guys, these are the financing options we have. Okay. And for those who can make a $500 deposit on this webinar, on this Zoom call here today, we're going to go ahead and match you even one better because we like to incentivize everybody who's an action taker because those are the students that succeed the most in our program. For you guys, the program is going to be $15K. Okay. So if you can actually take that additional step and put down a $500 deposit on this call, when we jump on a call with you, this is the pricing option that we'll have available for you.
So
Okay?
let me ask you one simple question, guys. Who here is ready to become a full stack developer? Who here wants to become a full stack developer and is sick of what they're currently doing, like you want to make a career switch or just really are ready to make a change? Let me see. Who here is ready? Holly, yes. J-Lord, yes. Everybody, Albert, Disan, yes. Yashun, yes. Guys, for those of you who are really who are
Dorisa, I see her smiling. She
Hey,
just raised
Jaden
her
says
hand.
ready for the grind. Matt says me.
Yes.
For those of you who are ready and who have no doubts about where you want to go, because those people are the ones who become our best success stories, right? Go ahead. We have a deposit, a $500 deposit down on the call, right? Let's book you in. Let's get you in. Let's help you get there, right?
Yeah, if you're sure this is the right fit, which it is, because if you're here for 5 days, I mean, what other kind of crazy person sits here and does this, right? If you're crazy enough to be in this on the 5th day and you're able to do it and you know you want a career change, this is guaranteed going to be the best investment you make because this actually has a return on it, unlike buying a fancy car.
That's
You know?
right. That's right.
This is not a jab at your Tesla, Naz. We love your Tesla. Okay. But this is guaranteed. You know, if you want to become a developer, this is the best investment you can make because this is training for you. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you put down that deposit, let us know and we'd love to bring you on the Zoom call and share why you made that deposit and how we can help you. Okay.
So
go ahead and do that now.
So I'm very curious, guy. Anybody here, if you are ready to make a deposit and you're ready to get into the program right now, right? Yeah. Let us know down in the chat below. Really curious. We'll love to bring you on and see what's your mind about. Like, how serious are you about coding and taking yourself to the next level, kind of, right? So if you do, let us know down in the chat. But other than that, let's go and bring a few more people on. All right. Do we have we have Kevin here? We have Kevin here in Kevin here. Let me see. Kevin Mehta. Let me see. Can we bring him on?
Sure.
Let me see.
Sure.
Can we bring in Kevin in here? Let me see. Wait, fine. Hey, Kevin, can you turn your camera, my friend?
I have to open up my laptop. Nice.
Oh, good. How about you tell us a little about yourself and tell us what brings you to full stack mastery, my friend?
See, like I can explain myself. Like I've been coding for past few years. Then, I think I was looking at Qazi's videos for like more than like 3-4 years now. I was following him. Then Frankie came up with an idea like he wants to talk to me, and I was coding, but meanwhile I was losing my mind because I was not able to like put my ideas onto code. So at that time I thought like let me try to get into the Qazi's bootcamp. So first I looked at the JW, JWT, and
which is
Oh my.
authentication system.
Yeah. So after that, Frankie came in and he said like join the full stack development, and we are in the 3rd month right now. We are kind of in the front end part. We already passed our basic thing.
Nice.
It was really hard. Like for me also, even if I had experience, it was getting like we had to use a lot of like coding skills. We grind our brain a lot in that time period, and we are still doing it. We are having a lot of fun. We are having learning new stuff like which we never implemented before.
Yeah.
And it's getting crazy day by day because one of the instructor Ahmed is helping us a lot. We are getting in front end, we are getting into CSS. We learned a new data structure like tries. I never learned tries before because I think it was new, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been crazy out
That's
in
awesome.
Mastery Bootcamp.
Tell me, who would you tell to someone who is potentially interested in joining Coding Bootcamp?
I would say for basically who are not a programmer, if they want to get in, guys, they go step by step. Even if you are non-programmer, they will get with you one by one. Like they will help you code it from the scratch out to like actual application. So it's really good if you go into the Mastery Bootcamp. They will go really deep, where you will learn the skills to build an actual real-time application.
That's right. That's
Absolutely.
awesome. So thank you so much, Kevin, for what you had to say. I think next person I'm gonna bring on here is Aranish. Oh, we have Lori. Hi, Lori. Hi, Lori. Let's bring Lori on here. Hi, Lori. How are you doing? Can you unmute yourself?
Hi. I love Lori.
Hold on. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself, Lori. Unmute yourself. There we go.
Cool.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I just came from the class. I had to wait to come here because I didn't want to miss the class.
Nice. So tell me, why did you join the bootcamp and how has it been for you so far?
I had done some macros in Excel and love macros and had actually done some projects in it for a while. And I just had always wanted to do software development and never really thought that was that I would be able to do full-blown programming. And so had my interview with Qazi, and he just made it seem like it was the right thing to do. But I was really kind of hesitant, and that $5 deposit really started making my head spin.
The $500 deposit.
And or 500, yeah.
Lori is rich.
To me, it seems like a $5 investment. Because seriously, I love this training. I'm in my 3rd month, I think. We just started React. We're making React.
Lori, are you gonna refer some people to our program if you love it so much?
Yeah, I would definitely refer people.
That's amazing.
I don't even hesitate, and I know that it's a lot of money for some of you. I know it was for me at the stage in my life. I didn't want to, I was like, I don't want to throw any money away, but it just never felt like that in my mind. Logically, I kept thinking, this is not throwing the money away. This is securing the future.
Yeah.
Whether it's a casual future, going forward, or whether it's a, dedicated 80 hours a week future, it doesn't matter. It's a future.
That's awesome.
And coding is so much fun. I love it. If you think that this sounds good,
yes,
it really is a good thing. It really is as good as you're dreaming that it could be. The teachers are great. The energy is really what I love the most. Jesse, Qazi, Naz, oh my God, Lem, everybody.
Thank you.
So good.
Thank you very much, Lori.
Adriana's like, when you were talking, Adriana, I totally was like right with you.
Yeah.
And age-wise, I'm like, okay, I'm up here. Some of you are down here. God, I would highly recommend it for you and for anyone
Wow.
Yeah.
Because you really can learn it. And now I had a little bit of experience before. Some of the people in class have had no experience. And, I have to say, I would work with anyone in my class I would want to have a job with.
Mm-hmm.
Because the filter that these guys create, bringing people in, choosing the right people, these are people that are dedicated. So if you think you could be dedicated, even if you've never had no prior experience, if you know you can be dedicated at something and persevere, you can do it. And nobody's ever gotten to the point where they're like, I'm going to jump off a bridge because I can't learn this. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not like that, because when you get to feeling that way, then somebody sweeps in and says, "Where are you at? What do you know?" Okay, let me sprinkle a little bit more. Let's sprinkle a little bit more, and all of a sudden they're right back in with us.
That's awesome.
I mean, nobody's ever gotten far behind to where they couldn't catch up, and a big part of that is the community. Then I'm learning more. That's
right.
just how it works.
That's right.
So you want to swoop in and save somebody.
That's right.
Because, it feels good, number one, but you're actually accelerating their own learning.
Lori,
So
I want to know for you personally, because I know you already had some experience. I know you're liking helping other people and everything, but how do you feel your personal coding skills have improved? I'm actually curious to know that.
Great. I mean, I can look at a website and say, I can build that.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I mean, the activity that is happening on a website, now that I'm learning React and I'm realizing, oh, wow, this is a one-page website I'm building.
Mm-hmm.
And the components, I have all the background knowledge I need to grasp that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, nothing ever seems foreign anymore the way you guys teach, because you start us off with kind of the hard stuff, which is really fun. It's like puzzles.
Mm-hmm.
And then now it's just all like cake and ice cream,
Cake and ice cream.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, I would definitely, tell people just do it.
Thank you.
You wouldn't be here if you
That's
wouldn't
awesome.
be sitting here.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
And these guys are great.
Thank you,
They
Lori.
really are.
I appreciate
Yeah.
it. I appreciate that so much. I appreciate that.
Totally.
What would you tell to someone? I know you already said it. What would you tell to someone who's maybe on the fence or is thinking about it? What would you tell them, Lori?
I'd say get a meeting with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Talk through it. Talk about the finances. If you have to give up do it, because you're not going to lose.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
You're not going to lose. And once you're done, you'll be able to frickin' have millions of Starbucks.
That's the goal.
It's a lot of Starbucks.
That's a lot of Starbucks.
You won't have to budget your Starbucks after you get a job.
Yeah.
And
We're gonna have to put asterisks next to that claim.
Yeah, I'm being flippant there, but it's a serious thing. It's a serious, serious decision, and I just don't see how you could go wrong.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, you guys are good. I really
Lori,
appreciate
thank you so much. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
And that is awesome. If there are any people personally, I would love to speak to those people too if they can join the coding bootcamp. But yeah, I'd love to help them as well. And Lori, thank you so much for sharing your experience.
Thank you, Lori. Thank you.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
And
Tori,
yeah, go ahead. You asked a question. Go ahead.
Tori asks, if we pay deposit now, can we join at a later date? My struggle is finance at this time, as I'm currently in the midst of immigration, other big changes. Yes, Tori. So if you put a deposit down now, we can locks in a spot for you, which means either you could put it towards the July cohort or the cohort that we have in August.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And it will lock in your spot, and it'll also lock in your price at the same time too. So.
Oh yeah, that's an important
because
thing.
like later on we will be increasing the price of the bootcamp as well as we go more. As we've been doing this for a longer time. So this will be able to lock in your price as well as your spot. In the bootcamp, because we do limit our spots as well, guys. Right. So yeah.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Shall we bring a few more people? Let's go and bring a few more people. Who we have here? We also have here. Let's see. Oh, we have here. Let me try Arnisha. Is Arnisha on here, Jesse?
Yeah, she
Yes,
is. Arnisha,
yes.
come on up.
Okay, go ahead. Hi, Arnisha, how you doing?
What's up, fellas?
Yeah, the lit ass background.
I love that background. That's so sick.
June cohort,
Stay
y'all.
focused, y'all, and say stay focused.
I
like
love it. I love it. So, Arnisha, tell us what brings you to the boot camp, and tell me, what was you the boot camp? I'm just curious. How's it been so far?
It's been crazy. So the thing is, I'm currently a web developer, right? So this is coming from somebody already in the industry.
Okay.
So I went to college for this. And so for those that have like any kind of experience whatsoever, my college was really accelerated. And so we kind of just learned what we needed to do to make things work. We didn't really have a lot of the foundational things. So I decided, you know, I'm going to invest in myself. And when I saw you guys' YouTube video, it really made sense to me that foundation is where it starts.
What YouTube video?
And, I forget, it was an ad or something like that you guys had for the Clever Programmer.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, I saw Qazi. He said he wanted to see my beautiful face. So I was like, sure, I'll be there.
I'll show my beautiful face and who I am.
You know what I'm saying? Your beautiful faces, you know. So I was like, okay.
You all really do have beautiful faces. I will say that.
So he's such flatterer. But I realized, you know, in my coding journey that a lot of the foundational things were missing. And so I was like, you know what better time to really invest in myself and my future. Now that I'm kind of making that kind of money, I can do that. And even for those that don't, it's just investing in yourself, really caring more about yourself and your success. Yep. And so you do whatever you have to do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I decided, for me, talking to Frankie, you know, it just sounded like you guys really give a damn. You know, that's really what it came down to. I've seen a lot of boot camps. I've seen a lot of people go through boot camps, fail them, not do well outside of them. And, you know, the difference for me was just you guys' care and your heart for the people that join your boot camp. So that really was like the tipping point for me, you know. And people get so caught up on the money aspect. Like, when you really want to do different, it doesn't matter the obstacle. You're going to find a way.
Thank you.
So that was really my thing, is like, get that foundational stuff, because I want to be in that, you know, 170 plus, you know, a year. Shoot, who doesn't? You know what I'm saying? So absolutely. So I would just say, from my experience, like so far with this boot camp, the community is on fire. Like, we care about each other. We want to see each other succeed.
Nice. You're the June cohort?
Yeah, June cohort. Yeah, June.
Hey, let's go.
Hey.
My yellow lemons.
No yellow lemons, right? Except for our teacher name is Lim, so it kind of sounds short for lemon. He's so freaking awesome. Like, I love Lim. I love the June cohort. I just love the energy. Like, it's so much energy in our cohort. But everybody's just like so ready to learn and just soak everything in. So just having that sponge mentality is just amazing. Like, I've even gotten, like, you know, pieces that I was missing. So it's an amazing thing. Just come in. Like, I used to tell my teachers in school, like, teach me like I got Down syndrome, right? Like, don't assume I know nothing. Like, don't come from a perspective where I know anything. Teach me as if I know nothing. And so I love the fact that you guys take it like detail by detail. Like, I could ask questions immediately. We could code together. So I get kind of like that, you know, hand-eye coordination thing going on. And, like, I just love that. And of course, I love Naz's DJ mixing.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying? Get us turned up before class.
Let's go.
Hey.
Yeah, we stay turned up. So, you know what I'm saying? But
that's
absolutely.
Awesome.
If you're on the fence, don't be. Like, definitely just invest in you. It's important.
It's
important.
That's awesome.
We get so caught up in investing in everyone else, and then we lack. You know, so this is the time. Invest in yourself. You will not be disappointed. You learn so much. I think we've only been going like 3, 4, almost 4 weeks now. And I mean, just so much has been taught and learned. and experienced and homework assignments. And I built a game. I had no idea I could do that. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. It's just crazy right now.
That's amazing.
Awesome.
Do it, yo.
And I love your energy, Arnisha. And thank you so much for coming out. And we're so excited to have, because it's like, here's the thing, guys. It's the people like that, right? You see these students like this, right? Here's the thing. There's something special about surrounding yourself people like Arnisha, right? About surrounding yourself are people who like are go-getters, people who have a lot of energy, people who just want to do things and want to push themselves forward, right? When you surround yourself around those people, who do you become? You become them.
Yeah.
You become them. You like a sponge. You sponge up the people who you surround yourself with. And so if you're in a community of 25 students where all of you are go-getters, all of you are working hard together, because all of you have the same exact goal.
Yeah.
The goal of becoming a developer, the goal of changing your life and making a career switch.
Yeah.
And so when you have that goal and for 6 to 8 months, you put yourself into that mentality and you're sponging up everything else, it's like a fireball. It's like you're the sun, right? You're the sun that just keeps growing, growing and growing and growing. Versus if you are doing this by yourself.
Or the daughter.
Exactly. Or the daughter.
Yeah, I just want to make sure, everybody's accounted for.
Sure.
I was thinking that Luke, the rising tide raises all the boats. I was going to Nas Luke, but all good. Let's keep going.
Thank you, Qazi, for making sure we were included.
I got you, Arnisha. Let's get it.
So there you go, right, guys? Versus if you do it fully by yourself, it's a lot more different, guys. Mm-hmm. So Anisha, I'm excited to have you here in the program, and thank you so much for coming on, Anisha. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Anisha. Appreciate you.
Appreciate it. Awesome, guys. So who has put down a deposit, guys, or who's ready to put down deposit, guys? Don't put your money where your mouth is. Let's actually make it happen, right? For those of you who are really serious and who want to show that you're serious about the program, about yourself, right? Put down a deposit, and you'll be the first ones to get into the program, right? Everyone else who is still on a call, we'll talk with you. Go ahead.
Yes. And I was just going to say at this point, guys, if you guys have any questions, because the last 5 days, you've accomplished so much.
Yeah.
And that was, 1% of what will actually happen during 8 months. Imagine that for 8 months long. It's a completely different game. So if that's something that's exciting for you at this point, what we want to know is if you have any questions. Okay. So what we want to do at this point is take any questions you have to join about the coding bootcamp, the 8-month long program, or maybe even any other questions or concerns you might have. Just drop them in chat, and we'll address those questions.
Yeah. Anybody have any questions? Right, goodness. We'll give you guys certificates later. Don't worry, guys. We'll send them out later.
I also want to be Qazi Naz, the dancing developer.
Jack, how are you, my friend? Did you book a call, my friend? I know you want to be you look at this. Jack. Let me see. Did you book a call? You're all good?
Awesome. So that's great. So if will we have access to 5-day vids for a while?
Yes.
Let me see. So yeah, we'll have those videos on YouTube, Mary. Mm-hmm. So you can go ahead and definitely watch them there.
That's awesome. Cool. Who else? Anybody have any more questions? Who else? We got Jeffrey. Jeffrey, how you doing, my friend? Doing good? You doing good, my friend?
Okay. Let's see. Are there any other questions?
Yes.
Sean asks, what are the part-time... Oh, okay. If we're going to bring on Jeffrey, then all good.
Yeah, Jeffrey, do you have any questions? Were you able to book a call or no? I know you're interested in go ahead and joining. Or you're interested in becoming a developer.
Hector.
We got 2 Jeffs, I think. Is this Jeff Franklin?
Hector, did you just join? Hey, let's go. Hey. That's amazing.
Okay. Awesome. Sweet.
We'll bring on, let's go with Jeffrey, and then we'll bring on Hector as well.
Jeffrey, go ahead. Do you have any questions for us by any chance?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay. I was talking earlier and no one said anything. You couldn't hear me. But yes, right now I'm in between jobs, and I've been in the IT field for probably about 20 years. And I have a degree from DeVry, Computer Information Systems.
Nice. Are you in Chicago?
No, I'm out. I was out of the Alpharetta, Atlanta area.
Got it. My brothers went to DeVry. That's why. Nice.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And right now, I've let go of my job in September of last year due to the COVID or whatever. So I've been kind of without a job since then. And I've been trying to get over it, see if I want to get over to programming.
Yeah.
And you guys, I mean, this 5 days has been really great for me. But I don't think I was picking it up as fast as I wanted to. And so, but then again, I wanted to make sure I just sit and listen and learn everything. Right. That's why I was hoping you guys leave the videos up for a little while so I can go back and try to do the all of the programming. That's right. But right now, well, be honest with you, I just got a voucher from the United States. I'm a veteran, which they will be paying for a year of schooling for me.
Wow.
That's
so
awesome.
Right now I'm just trying to find, places that I can go. I will have to work while I'm going to school. So I'm trying to find out places that'll be, better for me to do that.
Got it.
And I really like, I like you guys' energy. I like the way you're teaching everything. So I'm leaning, toward it. But right now I'm just trying to see which way I want to go as far as, do I want to go to a boot camp? Do I want to go to a school and sit in at a school? So I'm on the fence with that right now.
What's your question, Jeffrey?
Do you currently have a job? I'm curious. Or no?
No. I've been living off my severance from my job for almost a year. So gotcha. I've been making my same pay while I'm sitting at home. So I've been kind of enjoying that. And I should have started a while back when I first, was let go of my job. I should have started back then instead of waiting till now.
So Jeffrey, I just want to understand, what's the question?
I really didn't have a question. My hands probably was up from when y'all asked a question. Said everybody raise their hand. I probably forgot to take it down.
Oh, good. Okay. Good. Awesome.
Okay, got it.
Thank you.
Awesome.
I'll take it down now. I didn't know I still had it up.
No worries. That's great. Thank you for sharing your story. I think, in terms of everything that you're doing, I think that's great. Just stay focused, Jeffrey, on the programs that they're paying for, and keep going at it. Even if it feels like you can't pick it up right now. That was the thing that happened with me, where I didn't feel like I was picking up coding skills for the longest time, but it clicks after some time. So right now, I call it acceleration versus top speed of learning. Some people have slow acceleration, but really crazy top speed. I have unlimited top speed. I am the worst at acceleration. So for example, if Naz and I started learning something at the same time, I'm going to be like, it's going to take me 6 hours just to understand what he did in the first 5 minutes. And I'm going to be like super slow. And then over like months, I'm going to start like speeding up, and then I'm going to be like so fast. So just know that that's okay if you feel like right now you're not getting it. Okay. That's what I want to share with you.
Yeah. Completely okay.
Hector.
Hey, how you doing, my friend?
Yo, thanks for jumping on. First of all, I love your background. I love the smile. You took the chance and you jumped on, you put the deposit. So talk to me, Hector, on what made you make that decision and pull that trigger.
I mean, just watching your testimonials from current students of thinking that they should just jump in, then you shouldn't hesitate. And there's always going to be a ton of reasons why you're going to say no, or that I can't do it because of this. And there's totally valid reasons, but I think that I've done that enough and I'm ready to make the plunge. And just my experience with a couple of your videos on YouTube, I only discovered you guys maybe a month ago.
Oh, how'd you discover us? You discovered us from our YouTube channel or what? Or ads or what?
No, tutorials, just searching for
Okay.
tutorials. You guys came up.
That's awesome.
And just the last 5 days, you've just focused so much on practical implementation and also building this mindset of how to think logically and how to tackle a problem.
That's awesome.
I think we're really just focusing on what you need. You do away with everything else, and you basically focus on what you need to get you to where you want to be. So I think that's
absolutely.
And
what made me.
And who do you want to be? I'm just curious.
So when you talk about all those huge companies, I don't necessarily see myself going for those. I want to work with small teams who have a lot of autonomy, who with organizations that are building or companies that are sort of not traditionally tech companies, but building their infrastructure, building their online presence, building their tools, and then eventually maybe build something for myself that I can own and make a living off of.
Beautiful. That's absolutely amazing. So to me, it seems like you want to go the entrepreneur route at some point.
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. So definitely the key way to go to that, the fastest way, I would recommend is exactly what you said. Work with a startup so your skills get up so fast. Because in a startup, you're going to be a key player, unlike Amazon or Google. They have 600,000 employees. You're never going to be a key player at Amazon. You'll make good money. You'll have a cushy job with really great benefits. But at a startup, you're not going to be paid as much as Amazon, but everything is going to be on you. And they're going to be training you like crazy. So the beautiful thing is that you're going to pick up the skills so fast, and then you can go and you can also, from the startup's perspective, see how they're growing their business or their SaaS. Then you'll be able to bring all those skills to grow your own one day.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's sick. I love that. And what's that bear icon next to you?
I think that just came from the virtual background.
Okay. Awesome. I was like, you're repping a company, or is that your startup? Or what?
No, it's fun. I always thought, because I saw him always, I always thought that he was like in some kind of a room. I did not know that was a background, weirdly enough. I was like, why? What kind of a small room is like? It's like this like tunnel room, you know? I'm like, oh dang, that's
nice
so cool.
Room.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, that's dope. It just looks like you go by the couch there and just read.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. I would love to do that.
That's amazing, Hector. Thank you for jumping on and and taking this chance. So what's going to happen now is one of our team members is going to get on a call with you, today at some point, and basically they're going to figure out how to get you enrolled into the program, and then we're going to take you through the onboarding process, answer any questions you might have, and then make sure you're all set for the July cohort. Okay,
there you go.
And we even have pre-course material prepared. Okay, so you're gonna go through all that pre-course material. You're gonna have weekly check-ins to make sure you've covered that, and then when the cohort starts July 12th, you'll be ready to kick ass.
Awesome. I have a call scheduled with Frankie.
Beautiful. That's awesome.
Beautiful. Awesome, Hector. Is there anything else you want to say, or maybe you want to share with people if they should, make this decision or not?
I think just the past 5 days are evidence enough of the kind of experience that you can expect. You're going to learn what you need to know. And you're learning from people who have done this job before.
That's true.
They know what's out there. They know what you can expect, and they'll get you ready for it. So I think that's...
I appreciate Hector. Thank you so much. And we're excited to have you in the program, okay? We'll see you in the coaching calls, okay?
Awesome. See you.
Thanks. Awesome.
Thanks, Hector. Thanks for jumping up. Appreciate you, brother. We had another student actually take the plunge.
And I also know there's a question that Holly said. Just a question. Let's say if I put down the deposit and then not accept it in the FSM program, what's going to happen?
And I'm not accepted into FSM?
Yes. So if you put a deposit, you're actually automatically accepted. So because... Go ahead.
Okay, so let me just address this real quick, right? So if you put down the deposit, all right, and then we go over we're on the call, and you're like, I'm not going to even do 3 hours of coding a week. I'm only going to do 1 or 2 hours. We're going to ask you those questions. If you don't seem like a good fit, or for some reason on the call you realize we're not a good fit for you, we're going to refund you that $500 deposit, and we will just move on.
That's right.
You don't care about your money. We want to make sure we have students that we can help succeed. That's our number one goal. If we have you and you don't succeed, that makes our program look bad. Okay. So we're only going to take you if you're going to be successful in the program. So when you get on that call, we're still going to ask you questions and learn about what's your goal, how many hours can you commit to. So that's what's going to happen. Hector put his deposit, but he still needs to get on the call, right? And you still need to make sure that both of us are a good fit for each other. Okay. And we want to make sure that Hector can put in 20 to 40 hours a week every single week to learn those skills. Okay. So Hector, let me just ask you this right now. Are you able to put in 20 to 40 hours a week to train and get these skills up? Yeah.
All right. Beautiful.
Okay. Awesome. So those are the types of things we want to make sure. All right. So hopefully that gives you some insight. Okay. So we had another student that joined, and I mean, the name is, this is a Zoom name, but it's a US_G, and it's Ginger Napoleon. So I'm not sure if this is the real name of the person on the Zoom call, but that's the name that we see over here. So whatever if you're on the Zoom call, we would love to have you jump on this Zoom call.
I don't know if I see him. Is he in the Zoom call or no? I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Might be from YouTube. Maybe it's from
YouTube.
That's a great insight, Naz.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
But we did have a question. Chinwen Doom, is that right? Go ahead.
Hi.
Hi, how you doing?
Good. So I've been following your live videos, and I was here like for the 5 days boot camp. So I have a question, right? So people who join like the full stack web development program, did they all build like the same project? I mean, if you're going to be adding the project to your portfolio, it's meant to like stand out, right?
Yes.
So if everyone is doing the same thing, how is it going to like be different?
So that's a good question, right? So yes, we do have there's a lot of projects that we built together where a lot of the students build, right? And you don't really have to worry about standing out because you guys are all going towards different companies at the same time. But in terms of starting out, there are projects where you have to come up with your own idea and build it. You see what I mean? So there's going to be a lot of projects where, for example, maybe I want to build this, or maybe I want to build a registration system, or maybe I want to build a way to order food, like a Grubhub clone or something like that, right? And we've had students who build different applications where I think in month 3 or month 4, their task is, hey guys, come up with an idea, create the requirements for it, create a design for it, and then build it.
Absolutely.
And then the same thing goes during the capstone project, where in the capstone project, we have basically a client that comes in, and then every single, basically a team of people, you will create your own team, and then you will pick a project that you'll get to build. And so now every single team is building a different project at the same time. Does that make sense?
Right. So you guys partner with companies, and then they give you guys projects, and then the students pick their project.
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So you're going to be building, so it's a great question, and you're going to be building unique projects inside of the bootcamp, okay? Because you're right. Because if everybody has the same thing and people start looking on the portfolios and they're like, wait, this is the same project, and they're all coming from the same place. Okay, so we make sure that you are building your own. Cool?
Make sense? Awesome. Thank you very, very much. Have yourself a good day, okay?
Yeah,
bye-bye. Awesome. Beck, you just put down deposit, Beck. Hey.
Oh, wow. Hi, Beck. Hi.
Hold on.
Yeah, I had asked you earlier if, I could do it like a month or 2 later, but even though I make very little money on my disability, I can pull this off.
You can pull it off? Okay, let's do it.
If I can get the financing, I can pull off the monthly payment.
Okay, let's do it.
Beautiful.
Let's do it.
That's beautiful.
I'm doing the thing, but I get to make like my own project that's up in here in my head.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I love the energy.
I love the people we attracted this program. It's like the best people.
Like this awesome program that would help me and people like me who are scatterbrained and just okay. I'll calm down a little bit.
Adrienne, you have a friend coming in hot.
Love her.
She's really fun.
She's really excited. I love it. Awesome. Yeah. Adrienne, what would you tell to somebody who's maybe thinking about joining?
It's Beck.
Oh, Adrienne. Beck. Because I saw Adrienne. I saw Adrienne on the left hand side, so that's why. But Beck, what would you tell someone who's looking to join, who's maybe is on the fence potentially? What would you tell them?
Love your all's energy, but you give me a path and you give me the support. The support's really a good thing from like professionals, not just someone. Yeah, I think that.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Beck. We'll see you. Let's go. We'll talk. Do you have a call scheduled with somebody?
I'm doing that right now.
Let's do a schedule call.
That's amazing. We're going to help you figure all of that out. Good luck on that call. Hopefully everything works out for you. And we would be so excited to have you inside of our July cohort.
I'd be excited to be there.
Let's go, Beck.
Let's go.
Oh my God.
It's fun to do. And I'll put in more than 40 hours. I'm doing that now.
That's
beautiful.
Awesome.
But just because it's fun. And I'm tired of being poor, but it's more fun than anything. So
that's awesome.
There you go.
Let's
That's
do
amazing.
it, Beck. Okay. We'll see
All
you in
right,
the program, okay? Okay.
Take care. Bye.
All right. Anybody have any more questions? Let me see. Any more questions? Besides that, I think we also have a few more students who potentially can jump on as well. David Leck, you want to jump on, my friend? Dave. Hi, Dave. Let me go ahead and mute you. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hello.
Dave, you are looking extra nice today, my friend.
Hey, how you doing, Dave?
How are you doing?
All right.
Doing
How
all
are you
right?
guys doing?
We're doing good, doing good,
I mean,
doing good.
You know how I do, Dave. Every day I do great. Thank you for that question.
Well, I never heard back from Naz according to my general story I posted, but I mean from Kaz, not Naz. But
Naz, same person.
here's a story for you guys. Jesse knows it, Naz knows it, but here's some of you guys who will do it. I go into an interview with a company, and the guy gets this question. And the question deals with problem solving, of course. Stop the interview right there. We're going back 10 days. During the cohort, during the coaching assignment, we're talking about recursion calls. We're calling up recursion, the Fibonacci recursion call. Coded it up. Ahmed was a very good teacher. All the students are supportive of everyone in the class I'm in. Come back to the interview. The question that guy asked me, can you code that up, the Fibonacci sequence up? I said, I'm not exactly sure what it is, but could you explain it to me? By the time he got it done explaining it, I had to code it up for him, all based upon that one class 10 days prior. Just that one class, 4 hours, raised my pay 40%.
Wow.
Paid for the class.
Damn. Let's go.
Damn. And how much? And when you're making how much? Over 6 figures now? What is it?
6 figures.
Wow. Dang.
Holy crap. That
one
is
call, one class, one interview question, increased 40%.
Jesus.
Now, for those people on the line, you can be on the fence or off the fence. Okay, if you're on the fence, that's fine. I'm going to interview for all those jobs coming up that you possibly could have after you go through this cohort.
Hey.
Now, you want me to be taking your job, or do you want those jobs to be taken away from me? You guys decide upon if you want to enroll or not and increase your skill set.
I think there are enough jobs for everybody. Dave, actually, I think I found it. I think I found this. This is the one, right?
That's the one right there.
Yeah. This was posted. When did you post this actually? Friday, May 28th.
So quite a while ago now.
Yeah.
No, actually, I'm still waiting to get in there because they keep having budget problems, but it's still alive. But the actual interview is the way it happened. So
wow,
that like one call, huh?
One coaching class, one question paid for the class.
Wow, that's
absolutely amazing, Dave. Thank you for sharing that story. I'm glad that that it helped you get those results. And I mean, I guess just for you right now, what are you excited about right now? Are you excited most about going to that job and starting and then working there?
Well, right now I'm excited with the cohort because I've been programming for 20 years, 10 years in the web. I am still learning new stuff through this cohort.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying is they take you way back to the basics. You got to start with the basic. If you don't have the basics, you're going to get lost. Tell you right now, later on. I'm excited to go to the new job. Everyone's all excited to go to a new job. But it's, front end React, JavaScript with C# and SQL Server on the back end. So full stack.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Oh.
Well, look, Dave, what would you tell to somebody who is on the fence potentially?
I would say the only, if you're on the fence, the only investment you should make is investing in yourself. And if you invest in yourself, you will capture the dreams that you want.
I love that.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Amazing. Thank
All
you,
right,
Dave.
I got to go back and complete my class assignment now.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you. Have yourself a good day. We'll see you later, okay?
Later.
All right. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for jumping on. Any questions at this point, guys? Would love to take any questions you guys have. But yeah, sometimes it could be that one thing you're missing, and even that one thing can be absolutely killer. That's even when you're reading a book sometimes, right? That one piece of knowledge can be worth $1 million to you in the long run.
Go ahead, Derek. You had a question?
Yes, Nas. Thanks for everything. Hey, what's up, Python? Was it Papa Python?
Yo, what's up, Derek? How are you doing?
Right. Basically, I think you also get some kind of award. The way your teaching way is, like you have one person posting as the instructor and one as the student, and like you're going through the examples, HTML, CSS. Then they would say something, and then you would annotate, like you would draw like a line from the CSS to the HTML. That is crucial in the learning. So your process is great.
Thank you.
Yeah. Really, I've been in this for like 20 years, off and on, PHP, ASP, Java, everything. But this right here is the future, I think.
Yeah.
Right. The JavaScript is everywhere, front side to the back side, full stack. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Mobile apps and everything. I really want to get in this course. What will it be starting like this month or next month?
July.
July?
Yes.
Okay, great. One thing right now, I'm having this as a financial thing right now. But if you can convince me, I got some money's coming in soon, probably next month. But you say if you put down 500, that can like ensure you a seat or a possibility, maybe more or less.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
A seed and the price, basically. That's right.
Absolutely.
Wow. And it's an 8 months course. That is great. I mean, I can put in the hours.
That's awesome.
That's good.
I've been doing JavaScript for like 30 years before the internet came out. I learned from the old. I mean, if you remember the dummy books.
Yeah. JavaScript for dummies, for coding for dummies, and stuff like that.
Exactly. Right. So, basically, right. I probably need the financial aid thing, like you say. If you get in, you can pay like $300 or $400 per month for some time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, that would be amazing. And what about the other part from the like 2000 to the 17? And that part, is that waived or you still have to pay back? Maybe, if you know what I mean.
No, I mean when we say is the 2000s you pay is like, because that's what will take you to actually get the job, right? In the first 6 months is you're paying the $300 to $400 a month, right? Through financing, right? That is gonna take you, basically through, and actually get you the job, right? But then once you got the job, at this point you pay off the loan and pay off anything else that's needed, right? At this point you're done. You're good at this point.
Oh wow, amazing.
Yes.
Makes sense.
Right.
Awesome.
Right. Yeah, like I said, I love your process of studying. It's like two person, the instructor and one is posing as, let's just say, like a student.
Yeah.
And it's like they're reading our minds. What should we do next? And
Derek, how long have you been following us, by the way?
Oh, I mean, probably I met I guess Rafi or Qazi on YouTube, and I seen some of your React things and everything.
How long ago? Like a few months ago or a few years ago?
I'll probably say a about 8 months. 8 months.
Wow.
And I joined your channel. And I started to follow you, and I was very interested because I love the JavaScript platform. I mean, I've been doing it for a long, long time, JavaScript, but the way you have it set up now is great for full stack, front end to the back end.
Yes, sir.
It's like great for everything, right? You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
so
awesome.
Derek,
yeah.
I mean, hopefully we answered your question. Hopefully you love our way of teaching.
Yeah.
If this is something you're interested in, so talk to me. Where are you at? Are you thinking about, putting down the deposit and locking in your spot?
Yeah, I mean, like I say, it's the financials, and you say it'll start in July. I can get to 500 probably in a week or two, if you know what I mean. That would be great because, like I say, the way you teach is awesome, but I really want to do JavaScript full stack.
Okay, awesome. Well,
that's what we're gonna
book a call and let's figure out if we can get you in. Okay.
Okay, great.
Awesome. Thank you, Derek. Thank you so much.
Sure.
We'll see you later. Okay.
Great.
Awesome. Yeah, and this is something, we are able to work with students at times depending on your situation as well. So if there are situations where there might be certain scholarships we need to add, we can figure that out with you guys as well. But, just go ahead and book the call if you're interested, if you think this is going to be the right move for you, and then we can try to figure out other situations with you. Okay.
That's right.
So that's what I wanted to say. And yes, so today only, it's going to be $15K. So if you put that $500 deposit today, then it locks in that spot. Okay.
Yeah.
Chinwendam. I hope I'm not butchering your name, but I'm just saying it how I read it.
Chinwendam.
So yeah, if you put in that deposit, it locks in the spot. Otherwise, the price of the boot camp is going to be $20K. Okay. That's the price.
Awesome. That's it, guys. Any other questions? Soto, you had a question? Go ahead, my friend.
Hi, Naz and Qazi. Thank you for conducting this boot camp. It was absolutely fantastic.
That's awesome.
I just have a couple of questions. Is like, how much DevOps is important in order to become a full stack developer? Is it needed at all? Docker, container, Kubernetes, knowledge of those things?
Sort of. Those skills, you end up picking it up on the job. And it's very job specific. When they're looking to hire you, they're not going to necessarily ask you too many DevOps related questions. Most places care about your full stack skills. Now, on that job, if they need you to learn some DevOps, for example, continuous integration, or they need you to learn how to Dockerize or containerize, they're going to teach you those skills on the job. Or if you learn those skills, you might be able to get a higher paying salary, a higher paying job. But generally, most companies, big companies, will have a DevOps engineer whose job will be to do that. And then they can share those skills with you. Okay. I just love learning about this stuff. So I pick up like, Docker, like I'm excited, and I'll pick up like how to containerize things and launch them. But it's not necessary to learn as a full stack developer.
Thank you so much for the explanation, Qazi. Just have another question. Is it good to go ahead in Windows platform only, or it's mandatory to learn Unix?
No. Both are fine.
Both are good.
Yeah, 40% of the developers use Windows. Like if you look on Stack Overflow, about 40% of the market is Windows, and then 25% and 25% is clean split between Linux and Mac OS. So majority is Windows. Majority of the developers in the world are coding in Windows. I don't like Windows, personal opinion, but it's just personal opinion.
Yeah.
So, take that or leave it. It's totally okay. Yeah. But that's just my person. I love Mac OS. I tried Linux. I love Mac OS. I think it's the easiest one to code in, and it's so freaking nice. But majority of the world is coding in Windows, and they're senior developers and junior, all types of developers.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for the clarifications. Thank you so much.
You got it, my friend.
You got it. Thank you, Saurav. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Sweet. Let's see.
Thirsty. Yeah, I'm thirsty to learn more. That's right. Thank you.
Okay. Any more questions we have? Oh my God, you had a question? Go ahead, my friend.
Yeah, but Docker is so cool. Like,
yeah.
You guys
Can you hear me?
Go ahead, my friend.
Yeah. Hello, Naz. Hello, Qazi. First of all, today's been amazing. I've got a lot of value in terms of the platform and the roadmap we got. So thanks for that.
You got it.
My question was that, as you guys said, that the basics are really, really important for
Yes.
someone looking forward to have an excellent career.
Yeah.
As a developer.
Yeah.
So what I want to say is that should I just dive into data structures and algorithms in JavaScript right now, or do you want to recommend me a specific time where I start doing those things? So what do you think about these?
I mean,
So-
Naz, if you want to take it, go ahead.
Yeah, so you're of course you're very young right now, right, and so forth. And you said you've been kind of building that kind of stuff. I think yes, jump into the data structures, jump into like the basics of coding. In terms of algorithms, not sure for you, mainly because you're young and you're not going to be looking more so to getting a job as well just yet. Probably in the next few years, right? For you, but you do need to learn the data structures. So learn the data structures, learn those foundations, and then start applying those to small projects. You see what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I think it's good to do that. And you can go online platforms like HackerRank or whatever, and you can start practicing those skills. Okay, so even if you don't join the bootcamp, there are some free resources. They're not going to have that level of immersion you would have in a boot camp, but you can still pick up these skills. Okay. And even people in our boot camp, I think it's good to supplement your knowledge with these online resources and pick these skills up. So it's going to really help you and stand you out, because I'll tell you this, I interview so many developers and I interviewed so many developers in my life. And now I'm just so quick at catching them because I've done so many interviews. I'll have them come in. On all their portfolios, they have all the hottest technologies. And then I have them come in and I start having them code stuff from scratch. And they're all just stumbled into like shocked. They're so, and I'm being nice. I'm quiet. I'm sitting in the corner. I'm not pressuring them. I'm just sitting, and they really can't do a lot of coding. And that's a big problem. So I would rather take somebody who's just good at JavaScript and knows nothing else in the world, and I can teach them React, but I can't teach somebody who knows every framework in the world, but their actual skills are weak.
Yeah, I believe because, in my opinion, technologies and frameworks, they move around. So if today's React is hot today, maybe tomorrow it's Vue or Angular. But I think, in my opinion, I believe that you should be a good problem solver. So data structures and algorithms may help you with that. So that's why I'm trying to build the base pretty strong, and then let's focus on other things. Thanks a lot, guys.
You got it, brother. Thank you for jumping on. Sindhuri, that's funny. She says, "Oh yes, I saw the video on YouTube where Qazi talked about spotting those types of developers a mile away. Yeah, that's a great video to watch. I feel really strongly about that, because and in that video you'll see." I'm pretty emotional, to say the least, but it's because it was really fresh on my mind at that point. I was just kind of getting sick of the interviews that I was doing, and I was like, this is whack. So I completely changed my job description. I stopped asking them for even React. I'm just like, do you have JavaScript skills, and how much skills do you have in JavaScript?
Do you just know variables? Do you at least know variables, literally, It's
it made me literally want to hire people who had C++ and then teach them React.
That's funny. We had a question from Kevin. Kevin, you had a question, my friend? Go ahead.
Hi. Yes. Again, hi, Naz and Qazi. It's
amazing audio quality.
Yeah, good quality. Good
thank
audio
you.
quality.
Appreciate it. So I enjoyed this 5-day bootcamp. I wasn't able to come yesterday and join the call, so I still had to watch the YouTube video and get this HAS project done as well, because I want to learn. I want to keep learning as well, and I don't want to miss that either.
That's awesome.
About the FSM bootcamp, I currently cannot afford it, and I was just gonna ask if do you guys have this bootcamp for next year or any comment?
Yeah, so we have the bootcamp in the upcoming month as well. We have cohorts that we run for this bootcamp.
That's right.
And is there another one for next year, or is it just this year?
We're gonna have more cohorts of the bootcamp.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
like next year, I would say so. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Appreciate.
Absolutely.
All right.
Any other questions?
I forgot my second question.
All good, all good, all good.
I actually have a story to share. I don't know if this relates with anyone else. May I?
Yeah, sure.
Go ahead.
Well, I'm currently trying to study for a career as a full stack developer. I've been teaching or trying to teach myself Python for the past months. I don't consider myself being a good developer itself of Python, but I'm still trying to learn. Coming from a family that I'm the first generation to take a part on a career or a professional career. And honestly, this has been an amazing thing. Like this past 5 days, it's been amazing because I've been currently learning, and then just like keep going, you know. And it's so interesting. It's so fun. Of course, that's why I asked. I wanted to join the FSM bootcamp.
Yeah.
And I'm very excited for that to happen. That's pretty much it. I'm very excited. Thank you guys for everything. Thank you guys for this opportunity.
And thank you so much. Thank you as well.
That was pretty much. Thank you. Naz, can you play that's it? Is it last spot? I don't know what it is, but play that.
Play what? This song?
Yeah. Let's hype it up, man. Let's hype it up. Let's go.
That's amazing.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
God, my friend. Thank you.
I hope I get to work with you guys someday, or you know, be your student. Even I don't know. Thank
That's
you.
awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Appreciate my friend.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thanks for jumping on, Kevin.
Oh, I had a question.
I've been watching Qazi in the past doing the street videos, but I never knew it's been the same person on CP until he showed one of the videos. Mind blown. That's hilarious. Yeah, I'm that same person that was interviewing those people. Yes.
Ola, I had a question, my friend. Go ahead.
Hi, Ola.
Hi, how you doing? I love your smile.
Yeah.
Thanks. I'm well. And you?
We're doing amazing. Thank you. You had a question for us?
Yes. My question is about full stack journey.
Okay.
I know it's split to front end and back end. Okay, in front end, should I learn UI and UX skills, or should I work with a team, or just I can do all this alone?
Yeah, I would say UI UX skills. Don't worry so much about that. We're just very much more around just coding right now. We can get the UI UX skills later for sure. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Naz, now I want to put me some music.
Oh my God! What is everybody want music?
Here's my music.
Hold on. Go ahead, Qazi.
Okay.
Hey.
That's my music. That's what I do. I'm like, all right, guys, we're gonna get into coding.
Hey.
When Naz has the happy music.
I've got the. Alrighty, guys.
Hype one.
I want from Jessie some motivational words. I love her.
I'm sure.
Oh, hello, Jessie.
Yesterday I forgot to say that, but
Let's
today
spotlight Jessie.
Where's Jessie? Let me see. Where's Jessie?
Oh God, I cannot find her.
Oh, Jessie, you're so hard to find. No, there you are.
Oh, I found her.
I got it. Hi, Jessie. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Doing amazing.
So, what do you want me to say, Ola? What do you need?
Any motivational word about my next future?
About your next step, or about your next in your journey? You mean?
Yeah.
So you have this big goal, right?
Yes.
You know why you do this goal?
Yes. I first I love this this goal. Yes.
Right. Okay. Great. That's very important, guys. Listen to what he says. He said, "I love this goal."
Yes.
Why do you love it so much?
I feel like when I born for this position, for be a software.
Right. Exactly. It's very important.
Yes, I'm software engineer.
Yeah, great to hear, Ola. So yes, guys, if you become a software developer, like I talked about yesterday, right? Basically, it's for me at least, but I also think for most people here, it's about aligning your identity of a creator with technology. That's your medium, right? And when Ola says she loves this goal, when you love something, are you going to quit easily? Mm-mm. Are you going to give up easily when it doesn't work out? Mm-mm. Why not? Because you love it. You want to achieve it. You want to get good at it. Often people ask me, right? I don't know how to do this. I don't have the confidence. I don't know. I say, you know what? Make it very simple. Get good at coding. Do whatever it takes. 3, have fun.
That's it.
That's it.
Okay.
That's it. And do whatever it takes. It's so short. That also means if you're crying in the corner because of a bug, it's okay. Next day you get back up because, hey, I'm doing whatever it takes. Very simple. Okay? Okay, guys?
Okay. Yes, I learned to have fun here in this
That's
podcast.
awesome.
Great.
I'm
That's
glad you did.
awesome.
I'm glad you did.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So I hope that helped Ola and also everybody else, of course.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Of
Thank you so
course,
much. Thank you so
anytime.
much. Awesome. At this point, guys, if you guys don't have any questions, I think at this point we'll be done with this. Like I said, Qazi, Qazi, let's go. Awesome. All right. I think at this point, if we don't have any questions, we'll go ahead and just continue on. And I think that's it from us, no?
Ooh.
Yeah. If
that's
you
it
guys
from us.
are interested and ready to pull the trigger, Omama says, do I have to schedule a phone call to pay up front? You do not. You can skip the line. And when you put that deposit, we will follow up with you after and get that call booked for you. Okay. So it's like a flash pass at Six Flags.
Yeah.
Okay. When you have a flash pass, you have everybody else in these long lines and they're waiting for like 7 hours to get on these amazing life-changing rides. And then you have these like people that you look at and you're like, man, I hate these people. They're just like flying by. They're the first ones to the ride. They have the summer flash pass.
Yep.
You put the deposit. That's your summer flash pass. You get on that call right away because it shows us you're really serious. And we just get on a call. We figure out how we're going to get you in. We already have 3 students who are in the program.
Mm-hmm.
And we, of course, answer your questions or anything along those lines. Okay.
But that's pretty much it, I think. Awesome.
Awesome.
Guys. That's it.
Thank you, guys. Thank you guys so much for coming along. This has been absolutely an
It's been
amazing,
awesome,
crazy experience over the last 5 days.
Yep.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Yeah. Thank you guys for bringing your energy, bringing your A game, participating in it, being here, having this amazing community is what's special for us. This upcoming month, I don't know if this is possible, but I'm already trying to find a way to have a physical in-person
That
event.
would be so cool.
So even today, I've already started looking up physical locations in LA where we could do this event. I don't know how we're going to do this. I don't know what it looks like, but I'm so excited
we'll
because
figure it
even
out.
on Zoom, the energy is amazing. So imagine what it's going to feel like in real
Oh my
freaking life.
God,
Okay.
I can't imagine that. That would be insane.
We love you guys. I love you guys. Jesse, Naz, you have any last words for them?
Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been an amazing past 5 days. I've had so much fun, teaching you, so much fun coding along with you, dancing with you, and of course, talking to you. But that's pretty much it from me. Have yourself a great day, and we'll see you in the next video.
Bye, guys. Thank you for coming.
Oh, beautiful, guys. All right, guys.
Albert, bye, Steven. Bye,
everybody.